and welcome to the trailblazing difficulty town of Coolberg. I will put the map seed in the description. You can follow along. This is a terrific map. I want to preface this by saying we're going to be going over a lot of game mechanics today, and we're also going to be just having a good time, a cool vibe, and building out a city. So one more important thing to note when you're playing this game. The deposits are all unique, even if you have the same seed, which I'm putting in the description. What you need to do is just restart the map over and over until you get the deposits you want. I got a great set of deposits. I have an infinite stone. I have an infinite gold, 2 of them. So much iron I don't even need an infinite iron, but I have one of those too, and that's great. We got sand, we got coal, we got more gold. And deep cores mining, really good now, if you have the proper setup, which I will show you how to do. We have this giant lake to our south. We can take a bridge across here and build something out over here if we want to, and I think we do, just because it's cool, right? We might put like a little castle. We're gonna put a castle there. We have to put a castle there. And we got all these other little islands that we could potentially do something similar with. Now, the enemy can only come from so many directions, and there's boars and all types of things up there. We got some clay. I would have loved to have some infinite clay. That was not in the cards, and that's okay. So where we place our primary residency is probably going to be up in this area, and the farmland is going to be the big contender here. We need to make sure we have plenty of farmland. So what I think we're going to end up doing, we've got lots of clay deposits, got some angry banditos over there, is I don't need really a lot of the things here. This is going to be an interesting town because we're going to have to build it in a very unique way. So let's start right here. All right, so my people are doing their people and stuff. What they're gonna want is food. So we're gonna get up a hunter cabin. We have a deer spawn right next to us, so this is great. Now, if you have a lot of foraging around you, getting a forager shack is incredibly smart. You can see we have a bunch of eggs and other things that this forager can get. We're going to do this too, because food is a little bit more difficult now in Farthest Frontier. It's not impossible. I'm also going to go into farming. And so the best farm plot now is not a 12 by 24. It's actually a 12 by 12 because they changed the way that compost works. Prior to the patch, 1 thing of compost would give the same percentage increase to fertility, whether it was 1 tile or 100 tiles, okay? Now it's actually based off for 1 unit to be perfectly into a 12 by 12. And it has this whole fractional system. So if you've played Farthest Frontier, you know that it has weird rounding things. So I would guess now with this new change that just came in last week, the 12 by 12 is probably going to be where you want to be. So we're going to try to keep our farmland in the best areas possible with that knowledge. So we have some pretty crap. We have some pretty crap land. This is actually going to be a difficult build. All right. I'm probably not going to build a smokehouse quite yet because I think they're going to consume the majority of the food. We also want to get up a firewood splitter and a well. They get thirsty real fast. We're going to come down. We're going to click on our harvest resource button. We're going to deselect everything but stones, and you can see there's not much. Okay, it looks like we have 1 down here. So we'll have them do a few stones. What we want them to do is just get enough stone. So 8 stone is pretty good. I'm going to prioritize that so that they put a little bit of a muscle into it and get it done for us. And then I'm going to select harvesting trees and select the entire area around me. We now have the ×5 mode. Now to opt into ×5 mode, you need to go into your settings, your general tab, and click enable 5 times game speed. Maximum villagers, I have that disabled. So if you don't, it goes up to 2,500. That's pretty crazy actually. So you can see there's many different ways. I just have it disabled. Don't worry about it. And there's also enable advanced building widgets, which I have not messed with, nor do I actually really want to, because it will increase the performance. And to be quite honest, the game is not very well optimized, even with the 5090 and everything that I have. But it is a gorgeous game. It is probably one of the better survival city builders that you could ever play. And there are things about this game that make it very fun to replay and rebuild, especially the terraforming system. And we will be doing just the smallest amount of terraforming in this video, not too much, and I will edit out the majority of that so you don't have to watch. It looks like they updated even the numbers and stuff. It's beautiful. All right, the town center is up. We can see in quite the range. So we're going to build our houses throughout this whole area. I think back here is a pretty good spot for a lot of housing. This whole block down here is industry. We got ourselves a natural terrain. A lot of natural areas to defend ourselves from. But what we're going to do is the tried and true. This is one of my favorites. It's basically just a 3x3. And it works really well. You'll be able to get to tier 5 housing. Now, you probably should actually face your buildings out in the proper direction. Not because it matters, but simply because it looks a lot better. And it's really aggravating having to move everything around. So if you have it all facing the road, it's just going to look cooler when you hit... Oh, we lost that lady. We didn't get her in time. So we do have some angry wolves. And that is another reason that you want to get your hunter up as fast as possible. To help you with your wildlife issue, you know, there are bears. There are angry things out there in the woods, and they like to eat my people. But we're going to get all this up real quick. I may have to move some of the industry stuff around here in a second. But the majority of it's going to go up on this hill, right in the thick of all of this. This is going to be really productive. We're going to have insane production times because the resources are right next to where the goods are actually stored and produced. So that just cuts down on an insane amount of transportation of goods. And it cuts down on an insane amount of just moving the goods for being produced. So we're going to have really low idle time. And having infinite stone is a beautiful thing. It's a very beautiful thing. Now the tech tree is going to be the biggest change for a lot of you who are coming in. And we'll get into this a lot more. So once I get my first point, I'm most likely going to put it into natural philosophy. And the second point I put into hygiene as fast as possible because disease is a little bit more hardcore now. Especially in the beginning of the game. You don't really want to lose people. I mean, you can. But, you know, it sets you back. It will set you back bad. So we have our hunter, we have our forager. So the forager shack is going to come down here and focus on the hazelnut bushes and a couple of hawthorn berry bushes. So let's make sure we're getting as much out of this as possible. But having multiple food sources is pretty important to the early game survival. And we're lucky that we're in a very heavily wooded area. But I'm hoping we can find ourselves a nice little spot for our forester with maples, and that might be up here. We'll want to identify that as soon as possible. But we're going to get all these houses out over here. We're all going to have a good time, except for this guy. I think I'm going to move him so we don't get a desirability loss over there. Everybody else is good. We do have one dead inhabitant, so we'll need to find a place for them to... We'll get a graveyard up here pretty soon. Our people at great work. Yes. Smash that log. Build those houses. Alright, so our main objective now is to get enough food and housing to attract a large amount of settlers. So they want us to have 6 houses and 4 months worth of food. That is very achievable. And I'm really glad actually about the farming changes because it's kind of annoying having to do 12x24s in a lot of ways. There's a lot of room, right? So I think we should try to maximize this area here for farming. So what I'm going to try to do, get the 12. Okay, so this is a good 12 spot. So right here, we can get a 12x12 up. That is going to be pretty darn good with an environmental fertility factor of 81%. And I'm just going to go all in on getting our first farm plot up. And what we're going to do is have a road kind of like this. And we'll probably have another farm. And we're just going to build in a more organic and weird kind of way for this. I just want to have some fun with it. But I can show you principles and things you can use and stylizations and some of the aesthetic choices that I make. That might help you. Or it might not. It might just confuse you. You know, and that's cool too. Being confused is usually a good thing. Unless it makes you hungry. Alright. We got some good houses going on. We have all the houses. We just need 1 more month. 2 more months of food. And we can get everybody going. He's out here hunting the deer. So I think we should have some stuff coming in here pretty soon. This is when you could start to argue that a smoker would be nice. I think we're going to get into the smoker next. Now, we have no freaking wood. So we need to let them get to work. We do have 6 laborers, which should be enough. They're down in them trees. They're getting up these houses. All right, we have enough for 32 residences. Or I should say residencies. Villager count 11 out of 32. 100% have tools. Tools are a really big deal now in Farthest Frontier, so we'll get into that too as the game progresses. You are going to want to have quite a bit of tools. We got one new villager. Oh boy. Oh boy. My dreams have come true. I'm very sad now. There is a lot of stone to move, and I'm okay with that. To be honest, I'm okay with a little bit of resource hoarding in the very beginning. I will say, oh, there we go, 6 people. I will say though, we are gonna need some kind of storage in this area, and what that looks like is gonna be a little interesting. I'm gonna let them get to work, and you can take your time. There's really no rush in this game. It's a very relaxed game. It's got a good vibe. I say good vibe as I make my peasants do incredibly hard labor breaking stone in a field for some future plot that I'm telling them about. There's gonna be a farm here. It's gonna be beautiful. They just have to trust me. They have to trust my judgment and my vision. They have no idea what it's gonna look like. And I admire them about, you know, it's pretty cool, and they just do what I say. It's a great game. No one ever questions me. Nobody ever, you know, talks back or fights. They just, if I tell them to pound stone in a field, they do it. All right, we're bringing in a good amount of meat now. Definitely want to get that smokehouse up. Gonna prioritize that just a tiny bit. For storage, I would like to get a stockyard up. I'm thinking at this point of either putting it, I would really like to get it in the location that it's going to be once I get industry going. And it's going to be a little funky, but I think we can get it back here next to all the mines. It'll be a little difficult for them to move stuff back and forth, but I think they'll appreciate it as the village grows. And for now, we can just use our storage cart and locate it near everybody so that they have a point to drop things off that is relatively close to the location of their work. We could even argue bringing it over here would be wise, so they don't have to keep walking back and forth with all that stone. We do have a point, so I am going to put it into natural philosophy now. That gave us a nice little increase in our natural tech rate, and there's many buildings for our education, so we'll be getting into those things too. I guess there's only one building, but it's an academy and it upgrades into a cool little university. And right now everyone's just trying not to freeze to death. So we got that going on for us. Yeah, the meat, I don't even know if the meat spoiled. Let's go check. A little bit of the meat did spoil. Okay, so the strategy for getting your smoker up is still pretty smart at the beginning. I've had people say that they don't do it, blah, blah, blah. But I think that it's definitely intelligent. Because you do get quite a bit of meat if you're in a good spot like this. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, look at that. A little bit of terraforming action. Okay, stockyard up over there. Getting up our base building, so we got to get this stockyard up so that we can build a storehouse. And then build the most important thing in the game. And it is the resource you will need for the rest of your life. Are the saw pits and boards, which is my favorite thing to trade in the game now, are boards. Simply because wood is a very easy resource to get going once you get a forester. So we're going to get this whole back section over here ready. And I will not show you the terraforming. I know people hate watching terraforming. Instead, I will show you this man pounding rock, which is far more engaging than shoveling. Now, it's actually equally as boring. But we got a good map here. We got a lot of good resources. Happy about having 4,100 clay right next to us. Pretty much everything we need. This is a beautiful map. We have ourselves our next knowledge point. We're going to put that right into hygiene. I would seriously suggest you do this. A 25% reduction in the spread of all those kinds of diseases is going to be pretty darn impactful. Disease can come in and, you know, really hurt people. Or leave them looking, you know, all messed up. And they're already really messed up looking, so they cannot afford any more disfigurement. That guy actually looked pretty good. He wasn't too bad. But this guy, oh, good lord. Good lord, I don't even know what that is. Now, I know what that is, but it's not too bad. But that gentleman, Nana, my Nana's out here busting wood. No, they got my 22-year-old Nana out of here. I didn't know she was it was that good at breaking wood. All right. Fun for the whole family, this game is. All right, so we got ourselves a good thing going on over here. So what we're gonna do now is bring over the firewood splitter to the storehouse area here. And we're just gonna kind of, centralize everything over here. Now, we don't need all of the space next to this iron. There's plenty of room for somebody to come in here and get some more stuff. So we'll just even this out just a tad bit more. Now we have a nice little thing going on over here. Probably should get some roads up in a little bit, but still trying to figure some stuff out. We're going to definitely move the town center here at some point. And for these houses, what I like to do is a row for decorations, a row for fencing, and then a road, essentially. So leave a 2-tile gap and do something like that. So 2-tile gap, road above it, just like that. Get a little bit of some roadage going on here, but they have a lot of work to do. We're gonna get that 12 by 12 farm going up, and it's gonna be beautiful. We probably are gonna run into some food issues here in a little bit, simply because we just don't have what we need to survive. But we have mushrooms, and we'll just need to manually control this. We have one hunter who, he's doing actually a really good job, 180 meat. I feel like they may have increased the hunter here just recently, so that's really good. He's, I think he's hunting more often. Before, he would just like sit in there, and like twiddle his thumbs and contemplate how miserable his life is. He's a little bit more optimistic now. He actually does his work. So they gave him basically Zoloft or something. It's been pretty awesome. They got all that stone. Now they need to put in a ton of work. But this 12 by 12 farm is going to feed the village pretty substantially. Allow us probably to expand into the 50-60 population. Now we are running out of food, and that's unfortunate is the term I think I would use. So as I mentioned, food is a little bit more difficult than it used to be. So what I'd like to do at this time is get some fishies, because the fishies can go for quite some time. And fish count of 602. Holy cow, this is a good lake. I do 1 fisher hut per 250 fish population, and I find that that does really well for not depleting all the fish. Now, I don't want to destroy these nuts. Okay, we did not destroy the nuts. We're going to get our road up here. We need to get up this fishing shack ASAP, and I think that this will give us the food we need until our farm is producing. I will say I am I'm pretty scared. We did get a bit of meat, so that's good. That will feed us for 1 month, and then whatever the fisherman brings in is going to do a fantastic job. We want to get the highest percentage we can. Right now we have a fishing area that's pretty bad. I've actually gotten some pretty cool synergies. There's 140% there, and 140% is a lot better than 30. Let's just go with 140% for now. And that will give us a good amount of food there. And we will need to take the forager shack down here to get the nuts. Yeah, let's come down here for these. Ooh, there's some greens too we can get. Okay. And there's, medical herbs. We got it made because we have herbs, medical herbs and normal herbs and willow. So baskets are on the menu. They will have to move quite a distance to get some of that material over here. The majority of material we need are located here, so this is still the ideal spot for our industry. All right, they've got this. They have got this. We're going to speed up into Super Saiyan mode ×5 for a bit. There's a lot that needs to be caught up. Saying no fish in range. I just reloaded in, so it's doing some weird stuff. That's all right. This all seems quasi-normal. Let's just make sure that our forager is indeed getting all of the things we have near us. We desperately need to get up this field as fast as possible. It looks like we have a good spot for fish over here. This is a really rich area. It's pretty awesome, in fact. And there's just so much. This spot over here is a gold mine. We can sell medicinal roots, in fact. We can sell a lot of these herbs. So once we get our food going, I'm going to repurpose the forager over into this area. But for the time being, we're doing just dandy. So now that we have our storage up, we can start getting into the other things. So We need to get up a storehouse. I keep the storehouse as close to the town center as possible for defensive purposes. This is what the raiders will come to try to steal. So we're going to place it right here for now. We're also going to get down our first root cellar. That way we can get a little bit better shelf life on our food supplies. And I am going to get up a saw pit right next to our storage up here. And realistically, it can go anywhere. We're just going to place it here for now. I think I may even boot this guy over. I feel like we have kind of the perfect road placement right here. Let's try to get the terraforming up a little bit off of this area. I don't even know where our enemies are going to come from, so we'll have to figure that one out. We're probably going to get hit from all sides. But we're just going to make a really small town. I just want to like quickly show you guys the new mechanics and how I would try to grow a city. I have other guides and let's plays going to 2,000 pop. If you're interested in that, you know, check out my channel, subscribe. I do a lot of long form content on my main. If you're interested in guides, you know, I have a secondary channel for that as well. So I'm separating them now because of the algorithm. And just, you know, I have friends who have channels and we've compared our data. And it's more than evident that you need to separate guides and long form. So I wish I could have it all in one channel, but I can't. It punishes you. And as much as I love punishment, I also like getting the views. But I will show you guys how to at least get a foundation of everything in this new patch. There we go. Okay, we got the sawmill going. We need to get boards, get our marketplace up. I'd really actually like to get this stuff over here as soon as possible. So I will, I think, set the task of terraforming this area to them. We're going to just terraform to the best of our ability. A lot of this area over here is actually really, really good. So there's going to be probably a few different levels. We have to be careful because I think there may be wolves over here. Now we do have 2 more knowledge points. So let's come down here and look. One of the better ones to get is definitely taxation. 0.2 tax generated per home within range of markets. That's a cool one. Speed of farmer fieldwork, 15%. That's pretty good. Negative 25% fertility loss from planted crops. Also great. 30% fish replenishment. Also very good. 2 more resource gathered per forage source. They updated this from 5, it looks like. And increased speed for foragers, hunters, and increase in the forager work radius bonus. A lot of really good ones over here. However, there's a lot of good stuff over here, like work to mine stone deposits, mining speed at quarries, reduction in work to firewood to produce firewood, pottery, linen, soap. We primarily want to get an upgraded wood cutter. We want to get a forester as soon as possible. And that's over here. So what we need to do is either get enough knowledge points that we can unlock everything in tier 2. So right now it says we need 9 more knowledge points invested, or we need to get ourselves up to a tier 2 house. So you can unlock these in 2 ways: accumulating knowledge points or literally just upgrading your town center. Now I will say there's a lot of good ones. There really are. And I do think sustainable farming is probably a good one for us to get right now. We're going to put 1 point in sustainable farming, and I'm going to do spotters. I really like spotters at the beginning of the game. You get a view distance increase from lookout towers and from your town center. And also, incoming raiders are now marked on the mini-map. So knowing which direction the enemy's coming from, being able to see wolves, bears, anything coming at you, highly, highly valuable to have. So I typically do get it off the beginning. I know I could go out here and investigate, but knowing the direction of attacks, being able to see things like this, so that I don't accidentally send all my people out there to die, those are really valuable things to have. And I think we're going to get ourselves a good little situation going on here soon. Alright, we're going to get that up. And so what I would like to do, when I have the money, which I do not have the money, I think it's going to cost 100 gold, is move this guy as soon as possible. Get all these guys up here in a defensive position. Potentially get a tower to protect our residences. And we're almost there on our 12 by 12 farm. And so if the old way of things hold true, we only need 6 workers for this. And we're going to do field work and clovers. Now, field work is going to reduce weed and rockiness. Clovers is going to increase our fertility based upon the environmental fertility factor. You'll see here, you can go down here, it says impacts fertility 4%. That's 4% times 0.81. Okay, you get 81%. So 4 times 0.81 is what your fertility maximum can be. In previous patches, it's actually more like a range. You don't always get 4%. Like, it's kind of like you have like a 80% chance to get 4%. You have a 10% chance to get 3%. I don't know what it is. I've tested it extensively, and no one's ever been able to figure it out. But you're not always going to get it. So I just go for builds that do the best based off my experience. So in the beginning, when you're trying to get the weed levels, rockiness down to increase your crops, eventually we're going to want to base everything off beans. So we'll want to get some sand to increase our soil mixture so we can get a little bit of a bonus. But we're going to do this until our weeds are 0, our rockiness is 0, and we're going to do this to get our fertility up. Now, another reason I like doing this is because peas also will give you a fertility increase. So you're getting food, you're focusing on increasing fertility. Eventually, as the years go by, you'll get more and more food from this plot as your population grows. So it's a really good synergy with your growing population. And now, like I said, they changed the way compost works. Before, one compost pile, if you put it into a 12 by 24, you got 10%. That's not how it works anymore. Now they're saying one compost unit is exactly a 12 by 12. And so if you go lower or higher, it's going to use a portion of this new unit, which I actually have to explore myself because it just came out in the last update to 1.0. But I can tell just from reading that and knowing how bad some game devs are with fractions where they round up or down, just like based upon my knowledge of how things work, if they're saying it's based upon a 12 by 12, you could pretty much be guaranteed if you want to get the best results with no like rounding up or down, you're going to want to go with a 12 by 12. Maybe like the 12 by 13, it finagles it right and you always get the 1. So maybe that's true. Maybe the 12 by 13 is the best. But just going in safe, I can say with some certainty that the 12 by 12 is probably going to be very ideal. So we got ourselves another knowledge point. And we're probably going to put it right here. Work to mine stone deposits, 20% quarry. Now this is important because as you can see, we have a lot of stone around us. And the faster we can pick that up, the faster I can get buildings down. So, I mean, we got a bunch over here, 200. And this is all great, to be honest. It's really good. We'll have a bunch of stone, which will help us in the stage where we start building things up. And there is a raider camp over here, so we have to be careful. Oh, yeah, over here we have a salvage site, so we want to salvage that for sure. Probably get some really good resources out of it. I'm feeling pretty good about all things. So once I get enough boards, we can get a compost up. But primarily what we need to do is get that money. We need 50 boards. And I'm thinking this area right here is going to be a place where people work. So I'm thinking we're going to place the market right here. And when it expands, it will hit all these houses. So let's see. I mean, I could place the market right down in here. And it will hit that one, that one, that one. It's not bad. I'm going to just kind of make something up. But using this base template for the 3x3 with an intersection for a 4x4, like such, you can fit a lot of the buildings and decorations to help get you up to tier 5. So I feel pretty confident that this is a good one for us. Now, as far as farming goes, I did want to get another one in this area. And this is going to be hard. So we're going to have kind of like a weird thing going on here, right? So I am going to do another 12 by 12 right here. And I think that this is something I actually really do enjoy the fact that they changed their mind on farming. At least this, because like they basically made it so that the 12 by 24 was optimal because of the way compost is working. So they just removed the jankiness of the compost mechanic. So now realistically, there's no such thing as like an optimal farm plot to some extent. Like you can do 5 by 5s, you can do whatever. Because it's going to take a fraction of that compost. And, eventually they'll probably get it right. You know what I mean? Like, they'll probably say, okay, now it's, instead of being 1 compost, it's going to be 10 compost units. And then each plot will take a compost unit. So I think they'll finagle it, personally. And that's great. Because it didn't make sense that 1 compost gave the exact same benefit to a 12 by 24 as it did a 5 by 5. That makes 0 sense. It gives 10% times your environmental fertility factor. So that's why I did 12 by 24s. And you can see that we got a bean disease. And bean diseases are no joke. So because we got the bean disease, we need to think. So bean, peas, buckwheat, carrots. I really need food. badly. So we're going to do turnips. And turnips are going to reduce our fertility by 2%. But with the clovers, we should net 0 for time being. So we'll have to wait for the disease to go away. But at least we'll have some food. And you can see our farmers are doing a good job. Now, another thing I want to talk about with farming is you want to have all your farms next to each other because of the way that synergy works in this game. When farmers are done with one plot, they'll go to the next plot and help. Also, if you stack your farms so that each one is yielding at different times, you can get away with half the recommended workers. And I'll show you this as I progress. So you're going to see that we're going to try to keep all of our farmland as close together as possible. And we got all this area up here. So I'm thinking, I mean, all of this here is going to be farmland. One thing that makes me very sad is we do have a patch of herbs right here, which may have to be eliminated. Simply because I don't like it. No. No, we got room. And we don't need this deep... We do not need this deep core gold mine because we have, like, another one over here, I think. Yeah, we have one right here. And one is enough, honestly. One is more than enough. We got stone, we got iron, we got gold. It's pretty amazing. We got lots of sand, we got lots of clay, so we might be able to get away without not having those things, but yeah, we're going to do a lot of good with this build. All right, and the market is going up. But boom, so we're going to start generating that money now. And you can see we're getting lots of good knowledge points. So there's a lot of good stuff for us to do over here. 20% tree felling. So as soon as we can get to tier 2, I think we're going to hold off on our points for a second. And we're going to try to get to tier 2. But what I actually really need to do is hit 30 pop, of course. And also get the money I need to move this. Because it costs more money to move a higher tier item. And I think we're going to put the town center right here. So we also need to get rid of this rock. Because they'll move it and they'll have to wait for that thing to be gone. And we'll need to get rid of this rock as well. So we'll prioritize that. And we'll get this out. But yeah, we'll actually get a wall with some towers. And we'll have ourselves a nice little fortified spot up here. And that will be protecting a lot of the stuff here. Like pretty much everything in this area is going to have to get out of here. But we'll have that up on a hill in the background. And that will help us out tremendously. So maybe we should actually spend some of these points. I'm going to put 2 points in the taxation. So now we're going to get 0.4 tax generated per home within range of markets. That should help us out a bit. I'm not going to do any of these. And I typically don't mess with stuff like the fish. Because fish are good. Like these two skills here, woodland lore and sustainable fishing. Those are really, really good at the beginning of the game. But late game, I don't think they have much value. Compared to some of the other stuff you can get. You know, like 20% damage for villagers, 2 armor. Like, that's a good one. We don't have any more points for it, but that's a good one. It makes your villagers a lot less squishy against the wildlife, like bears and wolves. Alright, 6 people want to join us. Perfect. We're at 32 out of 32. We're just going to stack money. We're just going to kind of chill for a second here. We're getting 8 per session, so we have 8. And so we're not getting it. Okay, so that actually kind of answered my question. This is something I was wondering. So that plus 0.2 to tax generated, that does not increase the money you get from just your base house. So you get 1 gold per house on a tier 1 market. If you up it, you used to get 2, and I think they decreased that. I believe they decreased it, but it's still, you get a lot more. You get additional income. Okay, so we'll have to look into that when we get there. That only increases the taxes. So we're not going to get taxes until we're like in tier 2 houses. So that may have been a waste for now, but it won't be a waste in the future, so it's okay. Another thing I'm noting is that if we are going to start doing more farmland, like I want to do. So you're probably wondering, why am I going so crazy on the farmland? It's because I have problems. No. It's because the sooner we can get our farms going, we can actually substantially increase our population. This one only has a 56 environmental fertility factor, and it is most likely going to get rid of this patch of herbs here. But that's okay. I think we can afford it. And like I said, the most important thing is just keeping all of the farms as close together as possible so that they can move between each other really, really quickly. But I will say, we definitely need to get some houses up in this area here. And And this one market can do a lot of houses. I tend to keep my markets a little bit more spread out than what you see here. And for this to work, actually, we can only have a 2-tile gap on certain parts of this area. So we do have to think about that as well. I'm going to move the hunting area over here. We need to start moving things around. I don't think we need the forager shack anymore here. So I'm going to place it over here. Start getting herbs and get a basket maker up potentially. I'm going to move the smokehouse next to where the firewood is stored. This is kind of hit or miss on efficiency. I've tested it a few times. It's on fire. And actually, I did not want to put it there, because that's where we're going to place our town center. Let's place it, yeah, over here is fine. Get it out of here. The root cellar, I think that root cellar makes more sense being right next to the farm. Like, even like right here is a good spot for it. And so we need a 2-tile gap and then a road gap. So this looks good. Got ourselves a road here. Got ourselves a road here. So we got a huge area right here that we can put all of our root cellars next to the farmland. That's a beautiful thing right there. Doesn't get any better than that, to be honest. That's as good as it gets. So we have all the farming going. And of course, we're going to need big, strapping, powerful men. They don't need to be... Actually, they can be pretty lame. Probably do a good job. So this is going to be the problem. If I do want to have decorations and fencing, I think I'm going to need to move everybody up 1 for this design to work. No, that's not true. That's not true at all. We just need... What we do is we have 1 market per area. I move this down and I just have multiple markets. That might be the smart way to do it. I think that's the way we're going to do it. I may have to build over this area here. It's only 1 herb. There were tons of other places to get herbs that we saw. So unfortunately, I do believe I am going to plant. I am going to have a city over some of these areas up here. You have to kind of get to a point where you're not afraid to destroy certain resource areas just so that you can have, you know, a really strong area. Defenses are important if you know, don't want your whole city to be burnt to the ground. But on normal difficulty, you can get away with a lot more than you can on the hard difficulty. The hard difficulty will just completely eviscerate you. But yeah, we'll get most of the houses. So this is good. This is good. But I do like to keep my market to a few. Actually, I think we might be able to pull this off. We'll play it by ear. We'll play it by ear. And we're going to move this well just 1 tile over. I'll get the road fully up. And right now we're just, like I said, waiting on the money. We have 173. Had the money for a bit. Okay. So we're going to place this gent right up here as soon as we get rid of this rock. Okay. So this has been prioritized. This has been prioritized. I'll get rid of this too. And probably want to flatten this out just 1 more time. Okay. So I'm going to let everybody kind of get to work. Getting those houses up. Doing everything. We have 4 people building. We have very few laborers. The majority of people are farming. I'm pushing them hard. Like I said, if you push them hard and you get to that just beautiful spot where you have food, you can go from 30 to like 200 in just a matter of moments. All right, look at that. We got ourselves another field. Boot that down to 6 workers. Like I said, we're going a little hardcore here, and that's all right. Probably going to invest some points really early once we can into reducing crop disease resistance 15%. It's pretty necessary. We do have animals eating our foods, and that's not cool. These animals are very not cool. Okay, so we have 6 laborers, 3 out of 4 builders. We're getting more houses up. We're growing our population. We have enough money to do the upgrade, but as you can see, we have now gotten rid of the rock. I might need to move this back a little too. I'm just going to move it out of the way. So yeah, once they pound out enough of that rock away, which I think will happen here soon, I just need to get enough free labor. Now we can finally finish this road. Go. Some of this stuff I just want to delete and restart, simply because when I upgrade it to stone, I don't want to have to figure out where all the little points are. There we go. Alright, yeah, hostile bands, raiders on the outskirts. They'll eventually come. That's just kind of like your sign like, hey, get ready for people to die. But usually they don't send much, and it's based on your population. So the way difficulty works in this game is raid sizes are based on your population. The difficulty of that raid is based upon where you are in the tech tree, how many years have passed by, at what tier you are. So like the higher that point value, and then it takes from a percentage of chance. Like you have a percent chance that they're like this weak raid, you have a percent chance of this heavy raid. So that's why sometimes you'll start a game and you'll get hit by one of the hardest raids you've ever seen. It's just pure bad luck. So like it's actually kind of a cool system because you never know what you're gonna get. I know Forrest Gump said life is like a box of chocolates, but it's more like the Farthest Frontier raid system where you don't know if you're gonna get attacked by like like a bunch of like overweight juggalos, or like if 50 Dwayne the Rock Johnsons are gonna come in and just curb stomp you. So it's pretty unpredictable. There we are. Okay, we're getting some good stuff going here. Getting that money coming in. I kind of like to take it slow in the beginning and just stack a ton of resources personally. Okay, I think what we're going to do is just forgo the road. It's going to take us too long to get the stone. And what I need to make sure is that I have enough room around everybody. All right, one more good terraform and I think we're good to go here. We are starting to get the poop build up, and that happens. And so you're going to see these buildings. I kind of want to point this out to you. You're going to see these buildings with little scrolls above them. Amenities and services. You build these buildings, you get a knowledge point, basically. So if you're trying to get early game knowledge points, that's why you want to build a school. That's why you want to build a temple. That's why you want to build a theater. Get yourself a nice little point. That's also why you want to build a shrine in the early portions of the game. But we need to get ourselves up a compost yard. Also, we need to kind of look at what, the new system's going to do. I'm going to get the compost yard, I think. We don't want to erase any resources here. See where I can get it. I think right back here is an okay spot. Keep it low, right? And then we can see what this new compost unit is, and maybe I'll change my mind. Maybe I'll be like, you know what? We are going to do, 5x5s or 10x10s. But for now, we're going to get the roads up. We're going to get everything going. We got this guy over here getting 86 herbs, 106 medical roots, 52 willow. This guy's rocking. Let's make sure we're getting all the things that we can get, though. I'm going to bump it up to here. A little bit more willow to get. We'll start making baskets. And once we get our trade empire going, that'll be great. Now, we're going to get some houses over here to help provide workers for the industry area. And then the houses over here will provide workers for the farm. So you don't want to space out too much. So there's actually a thought process behind what I'm doing. So this basically is our farm area. And then all the houses that are going to go over here, that's going to be for the industrial area. And we're still waiting to get this thing flat enough. And we almost have our extra farm up. And then we will get a proper crop rotation going once we get everything down to fertility and weed levels. We'll do proper crop rotation. That's why I'm going for 3. And we're going to have so much food. Ooh, nice. Again, we're going to boot this down to 6 people. We probably don't even need that much, to be honest. But it's all right. That's 18 folk. It's more than we really have to spare. Let's see if we can get away with 5. We do need a few workers. Okay. So this place now has the turnip and cabbage problem. So we're going to go back to peas here. Beautiful. We're going to have ourselves a good time. There's a lot of good food. Let's prioritize the compost yard back here. Okay. So we had a little bit of rot, and that's because, like I said, you do need 6. Now we have the bean pea disease. This is why crop rotation is actually really, really, really important. But you can get away with just, switching things out as it comes up. We'll just do turnips. The main thing right now is just having an insane amount of food to increase our immigration rate. The 2 things that immigrants need to come is basically a lot of food and available housing. We're also going to need an additional 2 root sellers, I'm going to say. We'll probably want to have them start cutting down more trees. I'm going to just have them cut down every tree in this area. We're going to need another well for these homes. I'm just going to place one right here for now. This is actually a really good map, too. The lake just insulates us from a lot of attacks. We're gonna get a barracks up with some archers. Barracks and military are super important now. Super, super important. A little bit better than towers. You can project... You can build a lot more organically now at 1.0 than you ever could before. There's something weird going on. Alright, I'm gonna try to get a ramp going up into this area. I gotta figure out what they're doing. Why they're doing it to me. I can place it other places. Oh, I think I know what's going on. It needs to be like perfectly clear, and I'm wondering if the... I wonder if it's clipping the rock or if the iron ore here is the issue. And either way, we're gonna have a lot of rock at the end of this. But yeah, I just want to get it up. I think we're gonna move the stockyard out of the way. I don't know if it's viewing this as an issue. We're just gonna move it for now. Get this all cleaned up. I think we are gonna put a point into 20% damage for villagers plus 2 armor. I think it's a cool one. And I think we're gonna increase the speed of our farmers by 15%. That will get us to get our disease resistance plus 1. We just need to get the ball rolling. So now we're up to the tier 2 techs without going to tier 2. It's really that simple. We got 3 different storages for our food. Got multiple housing. We can have up to 60 population. Looks like we're having a little bit of a predator issue, but that's okay. Prioritize moving this stockyard. Yeah, it just says the slope is too steep. I think we just need to terraform it to a point where it no longer says that. Even if one tile is off, it looks like that's what's causing the issue. This is cool, though. We'll have... I'm thinking what we'll do is we'll have the road go down and around like this. That'll be kind of cool looking. Or we can have the road come inside. We can have it go all directions. A little bit of a fire, nothing to worry about, though. Right now, I'm just using... So what I like to do is use my surplus laborers, not to get industry up, but to just start mass collecting resources and, you know, building up everything else. And we're going to focus on getting forester next, so we do need to get into trade. But I want to get my mighty foothold up. All right, we're getting about 140 fish. That's not bad. Got a really high food supply and an enormous population, really. We have a lot of free laborers. We need to boot up our builders, because the builders are the people who terraform. But now that we have all these folk, we can get the terraforming going a little bit faster. But everybody else is doing a good job. We got a good industry going. Eventually we'll have to maneuver stuff around, but infinite gold is pretty amazing. Infinite iron is definitely amazing, because we're going to need tools. Most likely, though, it'll take us quite a bit of time to go through our basic resources here. 5,600 coal. There's so much good stuff here. Now, the deer are coming down here, and they're eating. We got boars. We got some problems. We have got some big problems. And we got 9 more people who are coming in. I think we're going to get up another hunter. Not for the food, but just to keep all the deer and keep all these boars in check. We definitely are going to have health issues with the dead bodies in the streets. So this is actually something really, really important. You do not... Like, I've had these bodies here forever. You don't want to do that. Because what will happen is you'll get disease spread from it. So get them in a grave as fast as possible. All right, here comes the raid. Let's get things going. Yeah, they'll shoot the deer, which is actually kind of cool. Especially because the deer are eating all my food. Now, the raiders, when on your first raid, they're coming from over here. They're going to have to contend with wolves and anything along the way. And usually it's only like 5 or so individuals. We got an army of 10. Now, yeah, we do have a lot of people. We have 67, so 10 isn't bad. Especially in the normal difficulty. So, realistically speaking, just my 2 hunters right here. If they don't have any kind of archers, I can start killing them off with just my guys here. They got a few archers. Oh, they got a few archers. That's not good. And another thing that I just realized is we actually do need to get 1 building up. Because we will run out of arrows. So we do need to get to tier 2 pretty much ASAP. I might just have to bite the bullet, upgrade it, and move it for a more expensive price. If we run out of arrows, we're going to have problems. So I'm kind of leading this army all the way down here. Here they come. Yeah, we'll clean them up here. We'll get our hunters. It says occupation deserter. They're deserting Unhappy. Oh, they left. They're leaving the village because they're unhappy. That's funny. Okay, so they left. It's all right. Well, they're gonna die now, and I'll bury them. But yeah, we're gonna be able to kill pretty much every one of these enemies with just our main guy here. So we'll be fine. These guys are actually a little tough. They're taking a lot. They have a lot of HP. If we look at them, 135 HP. So that's quite a bit. And our arrows are not hitting very well. All right, I almost want to leave this on because look how many deer we have out here. I can keep the deer away from. I didn't think about that. Technically speaking, you can use your town center to defend your farmland from deer, because there's no native unit that will attack the deer outside of the hunters. It's kind of funny. All right, we're gonna let people get back to work, but I might ring that bell here in a bit. Now we do have a little bit of a disease issue. Knowledge points are deteriorating because we need better tech. Undo. So we need to get into the forestry as soon as possible. So I'm gonna have to get into the tree growth rate. We're gonna have to get into forestry here as soon as possible. All right, and I am just gonna upgrade it. There's no way around it. I've never had this problem before, where it just didn't like an area that much. So we'll get it up here eventually. But let's get to tier 2 and let's get some of the better stuff going. All right, we're gonna take in these 6 people. We need to get more housing up. It is just a necessity at this point. So yeah, we do still have the 2-tile gap. I mean, we could try to get away with it. It's just so weird. I don't think we'll be able to get away with it over here, though. We can try. We need to get more houses up for everybody. Here we go. That would give us some more workers for the industry zone. Man, those animals are going crazy. Okay, we're gonna have to get a fence and some other things. So they also gave us more options. Lowest fertility, smallest field, lowest fertility, largest field. So you can have smaller fields, larger fields. A lot of good options here. But yeah, we'll have to see what they do. Collect, we have 3 areas here. You can also get perk points and, I should say, technologies that allow you to have more compost workers, and also one that creates 30% more compost. That one's actually really good, especially if you're going to have a bunch of farms now. And now that they've really changed the way that farms work, we're going to push these animals out and eventually have a wall and a fence. For the time being, unfortunately, it's going to be a little difficult for us. And so let's get the tier 2. Let's get the forester up. Let's get things going. All right, we got a little bit of turnip rot here. We're just going to change this out for some peas. All right, we just hit tier 2. Over here we have bean rot. And we almost got rid of all the rockiness. I'm not exactly ready to go full crop yet, so I got to figure out what I'm going to do there. Now that we're at tier 2, what we want to do is get up our wagon maker and our wagon shop. It's the same building. And that's in storage. So we'll get the wagon shop up. And the wagon shop can really go anywhere. I think I'm going to put the wagon shop down here. It's a good little crossroad intersection. They went to school. Oh no. Saw pit was destroyed. It burnt down or something. We'll get this area proper here in a second. It's having some issues, but it's okay. Now it's going to cost us a lot of money, 250. Okay, we can actually finally freaking move it. So I need enough room for walls and towers. So right here is perfect. We're going to move it up here. And I'm also going to move the storehouse and things like that up into this area. We're going to have a lower area here for shops. All right, we got a good thing going. I need to upgrade this market. I'm going to put another worker in here to help stock homes. And yeah, we're already out of arrows. So now that we're tier 2, we need to start looking at industry finally. I guess I could have actually done the Fletcher before tier 2. My bad. Always forget that. All right, so the Fletcher, we're going to want to place as close as possible to our storage. We had a fire up here. We need to get a well up here as well. Smokehouse going. Smokehouse is kind of a dangerous thing. So let's get a well over here. Put out fires. This is just completely full of resources, which is good. Fields are good. I think we have a good thing going. We're going to get some more fishy guys over here. Fish are actually pretty decent. 150 is not bad for just one individual. All right, we got one wagon getting up, which means that we can finally get up our first work camp. Wow, right over here is 70%. That doesn't make any sense because I didn't see any maple. We want maples. Over here next to all these dudes is probably one of the better spots. So up here, I'm seeing that we have a 70%. I'm going to place our first work camp up here, right in this area, right on top of this willow. We're most likely going to build over all the resources here. They're very minor. We don't even need them. We have enough just from this. Now, I did lose one patch of herbs here, but I think, like, honestly, bringing in even 34 herbs is more than enough. And it looks like we have a drought right now. Got 2 new villagers. We got 1 more knowledge point. So we need to keep building up into forestry. So 1 more point and we'll be able to get a forester up. But we're going to need to get a trade post up. So I need to get this all organized over here. I'm going to get the saw pit here. We're going to get a road going down this way. I'm going to move the firewood splitter back over here. We got ourselves a Fletcher. We're going to put some quotas. So for arrows, we're going to do a 2,000 arrow max. For bows, we're going to cap them at 40 bows produce. I'm actually going to put 2 people in here because we need to get caught up with arrows. We're going to move the smokehouse back over here. And we'll get all this moved around. So this is going to be kind of a defensive point. And the storehouse should honestly, ideally, be in a place that's easy to get. The further away it is from all the shops and everything, the harder it's going to be. This is kind of a interesting design that we have. It's going to do a decent job, but it's going to have some difficulties. So we'll have a road coming out here, going down here. This should all be completely flat. We'll have all of our storage out here. We'll have this all walled off. It'll be glorious. All right, we're going to do something kind of crazy. We're going to place a hunter cabin right next to all the fields. It's not crazy at all. We got too many animals coming in, and I'm going to have to start, you know, manually controlling. This always happens. It's why getting a fence up is actually really important. But this is a really unusual terrain I'm working with. It's not flat. And I'm hoping I can just get them out of here. But I do believe we actually could get a fence area up. So let's start getting a part fence going, because it probably wouldn't be too hard. Yeah, we'll just get a partial fence. The difficulty realistically is I don't want to destroy any of the resources over here. So I think I can block it off this way. All right, we'll have the gate there. I need to, yeah, there we go. We can block it off like that. Get some gates. We'll block off this area here with fencing. We'll just fence in this whole spot right here. It's gonna be a little different, but it's okay. There we go. Yeah, this is pretty cool. I think we effectively just fenced in the whole thing. Get a fence gate right here. There we go. That should work. That should actually cut them off. They'll only be able to come in from the top over here. And the hunter that we'll have another hunter here to help out, because we got boars and things up there too. That should work. And the forester should be up here now collecting all the wood and stone in this area. So let's get 4 people up there. And we're just going to let them go to work. I think this is perfect, right, as is, 74%. And so all we need is 30 bricks, 15 iron. But the main thing we need to get up now, at the school, is a trading post. And so we'll get the trading post up, and we'll get it up right next to our main area here. But we're going to need some kind of roadway through all this. And I think this is probably the better road. I don't even know if we'll use the infinite gold, but it's there. It won't be too hard to get anything in. We have this massive area here for storage. And yeah, we're doing good. We'll get all this lowered. Okay, we're starting to get some mad diseases. All right. We're going to start doing some stuff here. We need to let these diseases die down. I don't think we need this field active. This field has no diseases, but we're gonna start. And this field has diseases. Okay. All right, we're ready to start though. So I'm gonna start on this guy here. So what I do over here is turnips, clovers, peas. Turnips, clovers, peas is just amazing. And then the second guy we're going to do is beans. Now, some could say that you might want to go with peas first here, but it'll be okay. And then down here, we do a mystery crop. And for the time being, I like to go into the wheats, but we don't have the wheats. So our mystery crop right now is just going to be carrots. And I'm just trying to differentiate everything. And you can see everything is yielding at different points, and this helps. As long as I can basically spam this and interchange the years so that between the 3 fields, they're each doing one of these rotations in a given year. And by doing that and having them spaced on when they yield, they can walk between all 3 fields together. And they can, quickly get everything going. But what we're going to be able to do is I think we can actually probably, if we keep it simple, right? If I keep it to just this one little area, I can show you how the game mechanics work in that regard. And it's actually kind of funny, because I think we can get away with it. And that's kind of my goal here, is just to show you how 1.0 works. I've been playing this game for just an insane amount of time, and I know pretty much everything there is to know about it. I will explain everything to the best degree that I can. We will do our darndest to hit a higher pop. We may need to create a more condensed area. You actually don't even need to do this. You can just shove houses together and put enough buildings within proximity, like the temple and the theater, that you can get to tier 5. I've gotten to tier 5 with 0 thought. It's incredibly easy to do. So we have a lot of things going up right now. The trade post, we're terraforming out our little mountaintop. We're going to get, a good defensive area up here. What I want, personally, is for the road to go up and around like this. So this is what I want. And which means that we can flatten this area out here. And we can get a wall system up right here. Yeah, the important thing is that we have just enough... Oh, wait, no, I need to do something a little bit different here. All right, let's just get this part up, right? We need enough for us for it to go sideways here. So this will be the road. This will be edging. This will be the wall system. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Now it will all kind of flow together. We'll be able to have our beautiful road. We just need to do one little terraforming trick here. Bring all this up in the background, and we're good to go. Another thing that I'm going to do to protect some of the areas down here is just temporarily put up a tower with a palisade wall around it and a gate to help us with bears, help us with the raiders that are now approaching, because we are not quite ready for them yet. They're coming from the south, which means they're going to have to walk around this way. We can actually block this area off over here with terraforming, and they would only be able to approach us from the northeast or around the lake. So yeah, we can come over here and just terraform this because there's like a little lip here, I'm pretty sure. We'll take care of that here in a second. That'd be great, actually. That will severely reduce the directions they can come from. That's one nice thing about picking a corner of a map. It's a nice thing about choosing small maps. Small maps are actually really, really nice. They run a little bit better. Okay, here we go. Got 13 raiders, so they could do some damage. These guys actually look a little beefy. They highlight them in red now. Oh, nice. The boar is aiding us. This is a great day for all. The boar-human relationship. Oh, he buggered off. You got 2 of them though. Oh, great. And the boar helps us and we kill his brother. That's about right. That's about right. That's the appropriate response. Okay, yeah. I was not expecting them to come from this direction, so they're going to steal some arrows and some bows over there. That's okay. They're taking quite a bit of damage, as you can see. They have a 135 HP, which isn't too crazy bad. But the raiders do feel a little bit beefier than they were before, in my opinion. But they're not going to get much from us. We're going to kill almost every single one of them. There we go. Yeah. The early raids are not to be feared on the normal difficulty. Beautiful. All right, we're going to get that tower up. We have a lot of money. We're going to get this trade post up. I think the next thing that we're going to do is start focusing a little bit on industry. So we're going to start getting up all the good stuff. I'm going to get a tanner. I'm going to get a basket shop. I'm going to get a cobbler. And I'll move all these things around here in a moment. Yeah, that's looking good. Potentially another firewood splitter, but I think we're okay. Now I am actually going to cap the firewood. I'm going to cap it to about 1,000 right now. And we're going to put 2 people in here. Our firewood usage is about to go through the roof here momentarily when we get all these people in. I'm going to delete this dirt road and replace it. There we are. We're looking good. And I think that the fence is helping us with all the deer. They can only come in from up here. We do have 1 deer. I'm going to move this hunting area up here so we can start hunting all the deer up here. There's only 3 of them. So we are killing a lot of them. And there are no deer down here because we have it completely blocked off. This is great. Yeah, fencing is your friend. Use it. Use it as fast as you can. It will really make your day. And we have the trade post up. Okay, so we're going to pause. We have an enormous amount of pelts, and that's a beautiful thing. We're going to trade all but 14. We have boards for trade. Boards are my favorite thing to trade. One of the best money makers in the game. I am going to put 2 people to help move goods. We are also going to start preemptively moving in all the herbs. And I'm going to move some of the medical roots. Sometimes you'll get lucky and find someone who wants to buy them. Not all the time. Got ourselves a second trader. He's got some good stuff. Eventually, I'll start selling baskets. Baskets go for quite a bit. Baskets also are really, really important because they increase the carry capacity of all your workers, thus increasing the productivity of all your workers. It's one of the most powerful things in the game. So if you can get baskets, do it. Not every map is going to have willow, so what you'll want to do is get a basket maker up and import the willow when you can and buy it. You need baskets. You want baskets. If you do not have baskets, you're not getting the most out of your people. It's very, very easy to import willow and make baskets. So just make sure that you are being smart about that. All right. I think we're doing good. I think we're going to need to get a barracks up and take out these raiders up here to get access to that clay. Or we're going to need to find another source of clay. So for the time being, we do have boars over here. I would really like to get someone over here and explore to see where I can prevent the enemy from getting up. We do have some boards for sale. I'm just going to do it. And what we need are bricks and iron. So we just need to buy all that we can. We're going to transfer gold into the trade post. Leave just enough to pay our people. He's leaving in 17 days. This individual over here has iron. If I had the money, we will in a second. Oh, there we go. We have the money now. Okay. We kind of have the money. We need to be careful here. All right. Let's do 40. And almost enough. We need to do 15. Okay. I need just a little bit more cash. Let's see what we got going on here. And we need 1 point, which we have. So now we've unlocked forestry. And this is where the game really starts taking off. This is probably the most important thing that there is. We need 15 iron. So we just need a little bit more cash. Oh, they're all gone. That's all right. We'll get it next time. Whoops. And we can make our own iron, right? I can upgrade the Fletcher and start making crossbows. We have iron here. There's a lot of good stuff. So we're going to go into the industrial stage of the game. We have more than enough food for everybody. We have some pretty sizable diseases. So we're trying to get rid of that. And this is turnip disease. Okay. So now that the weeds are gone, when the weeds are gone and you're trying to get rid of a disease, what I typically do is this. I go to beans, since I'm just getting, basically this is fertility soup here. You know, look at the fertility impact 1%, fertility impact 4%. So every year 5% times 0.76. So I have like a chance about getting between like 3 to 4 if you account for variables. About 3 to 4% fertility gains per year. And over here we have turnips and cabbage disease. That's okay. It will be gone. So we're gonna get proper crop rotation here soon. We're gonna increase our builders so we have more people terraforming. And we're gonna double wall this area here, because we're gonna put towers in here. There we go. And it's gonna be glorious. Alright, there we go. Now we have a way up, and the enemy has to get through this gauntlet of pain. I don't know if anybody can even get up this thing. See, which way do they go to get up? Okay, yeah, that's the problem. So we do need to get this correct. It's a pretty steep, it's like a bobsled run right there. We'll get that correct, and then we'll be in good shape. And we did get a gent down here. Okay, so we do have the capacity right here to lip it. So we're gonna lip right here, and we'll lower right here in this little corner. That's gonna be awesome. Need to make sure we don't get attacked by angry boars, but I think we'll be okay. All right, and this is gonna be it right here. This is gonna be all of what we have. So we have plenty of storage. We can put a vault. We can put more storage. We got areas down here. We can put industry. I think we're gonna put all of our commerce buildings like right out over here. So we got ourselves our mighty little fortress on the hill overlooking everything. This is actually really cool. Got the lake, you got everything there. And then over here, we're getting this all lipped out. And this is going to take just the tiniest bit of time. Actually, right here's the best place to do it. Basically, find the shortest path. Get it as flat as possible here. You know, take from the shallow. It averages all the cells, so you take from the lowest point. And then you can take from the highest point. So right here, we can take from all this height, and then we can take that height and move it over. Actually, I think we have it right here. Oh yeah, we have it right here. That's beautiful. So let's just flatten all of this, and then we'll take the height and raise it right here, and they'll never be able to get up this way. It'll be really powerful. I love to use terraforming. I know some people are like blah blah blah. I don't hear what they're saying because they're just complaining. It doesn't make sense to not, you know, people call it game in the game. It's like, it's a game. Yeah, of course I'm gaming the game. That's the whole point. The whole point of playing a game is to use your mind. This is like, I don't get that argument. Is that just like a way of just saying like, I don't like to do smart things? I don't know. It seems like a poor argument. Okay, let me see what we got. I'm looking for some iron. We're going to get some money here. All right, now we have enough to get to our tier. We just need the boards, and we rebuilt, I believe, our area here. So let's get 4 individuals in there. Get those going. Let's see how many people we have. We have a lot of people terraforming right now. That's okay. Like I said, this is actually important because if the enemy can no longer get up this way, it really helps us just narrow in and where we need to build our defenses. I actually do not want to do this. Okay, we just need to, yeah, we just need to flatten this area and then boot this area up above it, and we're done. We got ourselves another point. I think we're gonna go into disease resistance, and then we'll get a grain crop. Okay, that's great. We just dropped it pretty substantially. So now all I'm gonna do is just take the high terrain here and just this is sloppy, easy, lazy terraforming. We'll raise all of this so nobody can get in through this way. Actually, I think, oh, I already locked them in. I already locked them in. That's awesome. Okay, so they're stuck. These people are going to perish. I'm so disappointed in them. Okay, what we're gonna do is just give ourselves a way up like this. We'll dig ourselves out, and then we'll flatten it. Okay, get out of there. All right, we're good. Just nobody can go down there now, and then we'll get this done. I don't need to do it this way, but I just want to make sure that they can't squirm through it. And we're running a little bit low on wood, but we got the gates up, so that's good. We have our tower up now. Things are looking up for us. We have our boards, so we're going to get up our forester now. That's great. Let's make sure that we're getting at least a road. We're going to have the road come up this way, and we'll have it come over. Have the road go up. This is great. Okay, we are ready, in my opinion, for proper rotation. So we're going to just go by alternating. So we're going to have clovers and beans in the second here. Clover beans in the third. Let's wait till winter, actually, to do this. So I'm going to leave it alone for now. And we'll get all this organized, too. And this should be organized like such. We're going to have a really good area over here. Yeah, this is great. This is awesome, actually. And really good. And I think we're actually going to do a double wall thing like this. I want to make sure that it's really hard for them to get in here. We'll have more towers over here too, shooting in and shooting around. And yeah, the deep dome deposit can be outside. It's no biggie. All right, and it looks like they're doing a good job over here. We're almost done with that terraforming. Okay, I think this is sufficient. We got it up to a point I don't think anybody can get in here. I'm gonna test it with this gentleman. So what you do is you just basically walk over to the area that you terraformed, and you just watch how they pathfind. So if I can get him over here and I can have him walk down, then I have a problem, right? So I cannot get him to walk down into this area. He's gonna walk all the way around the lake to get in there. So we're good. We've effectively blockaded this area. Now they can only come from the north and over here. And I think a lot of my enemy is going to come from this direction. So what that kind of tells me is I need to know how many people I'm going to have, because I think farmland here is a good idea. Also, I think that potentially what I should do is wall some of this area off and create a mighty little castle. But we do have a forester. Some of these things I can move and have outside. The less walls you have, the better, right? Because the more I can concentrate my towers. I don't like to wall in too much stuff. Now, we do have a graveyard over here, so we have a place to bury the dead. That's going to help with our cleanliness. Everyone's happy. I have plenty of food. It is now winter, so we're going to get all of our crop rotations proper. So, yeah, third for beans. All right, so this is where we're at now. So we have nothing going on here except for beans. So we needed to figure out where we're going to put the turnips, clovers, peas. So this is in the third, with beans in the first. So we'll do turnips, clovers, peas here. We can't, because we can't change the third here. So that means that turnips, clovers, peas has to be in the third. Oof. Okay, yeah, this is badly set up. All right, so let's just get this right first. So turnips, clovers, peas. All right, so that makes it a lot easier. Turnips, clovers, peas in each of the years. Clovers, beans in the first, second, and the third. So pretty much anything remaining is going to be clovers, carrots in the first, and then clover, carrots in the third, and then that means clovers, carrots in the second. Okay, so we're good. So now all of these are rotating the same exact crops, and we're going to go up to 6 people now, and they're all yielding at different parts and different times. So no one is yielding at the same exact time, which means that every farm worker can be on one field harvesting very quickly. That's how I get away with having 6 workers per plot instead of 8. And so that reduces collectively the amount of farmers I need by 6 people. And that is a lot. That is a lot of people when you have 100. Our next goal is definitely to be to upgrade the market. Need to just do a little bit of terraforming here. All right, and I don't even know if people can get up this. This looks like the world's scariest racetrack. I think we're getting close. I think we're getting close. We're getting real close. This actually... No, that's not good. That's not good at all. Okay. Yeah, and we're going to finish this off over here. I'm not going to have a gate going in. I think this looks great. Let's come over to trade and just make sure that we're moving everything we can. We don't have enough pelts, but we may have baskets and other things that I can start trading. Nope, we have no baskets either. Everything is burning and on fire, but we do have a well now, so we should be able to put out some of the fires. I think the basket shop is done. Oh man, yeah, even with all the people over here. Okay, well, we learned a valuable lesson. Put your flammable buildings like your tannery and your smoker potentially in their own little spots. But let's see what we got for trade going on over here. He is buying all 130 herbs. That's 260 in my pocket right there. And alcohol is like one of the best trade items in the game now. Let's buy a bunch of these cudgels that help our hunters kill wolves and bears. Okay, and we're just kind of at a point where we just need everybody to catch up. So we're doing great. Clay is kind of next on the menu. Oh, we have a clay vein right there. Perfect. We'll get the school up here momentarily. I'm going to put them right here. That will give us everything that we need. And they're getting a lot more stone. All right, so the forester camp is up. We're going to put it at a 3-to-1 ratio. We're not going to cut down any... Oh, there is a lot of stone over here. So I'm going to put this on harvest and just let people from the town come in and help. But I want them focused primarily on planting and cutting. We need to get that wood up. And a villager has died from illness. So we need to get a surplus of wealth. And we're only going to get that if I can upgrade the market. And so what we're looking for now is bricks. Okay. This is starting to get where we want it to. One more terraforming here, and one more terraforming there. I just do 2 tiles at a time, and it kind of snakes it down. And you just keep doing that until you get what you want. We have the capacity for 120 souls. We have crop rotation. We're going to get into wheat now. We have 1 point, so we're going to go into our grain there. We also want to finally get the university up. So the academy. That's going to require us to get the school. So the school can really go anywhere you want it to. I think we're going to place the school right here. We're going to need 30 clay, 60 boards, and we have 0 wood. So we do need to actually get all hands on deck to cut down a ton of wood right now. And there's a lot of it available. So we shouldn't have any more terraforming going on. We should have plenty of laborers. We have a massive amount of farmers. We have a lot of children. You will get to a point where you have a lot of kids. You can see that we have 17 infants and 25 childs. So we can see that fit to work is 60 out of the 103 we have. We have 40 people in our society who are not working. So they grow up fast. I think it's like 5 in-game years, like for a full growth spurt. You don't have to wait 18 years for kids to grow up. So we can just wait it out and chill, which is honestly the best way to play that. Or you can go crazy, which is also viable. And I always forget that carrots don't do too hot. No, they do hot. That's the problem. They don't do so well all the time in the heat. They have terrible heat resistance. So you could try to switch them out. They have good frost resistance. So if you want to, you can switch them out like such. But then you're going to have the turnips and carrots yielding at the same time. And there's nothing wrong with that. You may need a couple extra workers, so let's play around with it. We're going to try it out though, because you'll just have to kind of move around with the heat. We're not going to be doing carrots though, is the thing. We're going to be doing 2 of them are going to be wheat and 1 of them is going to be flax fiber, so that we can make paper and clothing and all that stuff. We're not going to be doing carrots. I'm just doing carrots right now because I'm trying to just pump food in and keep my immigration rate as high as possible. But once I hit my population, then I'll focus on actually producing something that is useful, like shirts and paper. All right, we're at 20 wealth. We're doing pretty decent, in my opinion. We need to continue to kind of get these areas prepped and ready for what is to come. I think we're actually doing just fine. It's not terribly optimized right now, but you can see that transferring goods is 94% of what they do. Oh my god. And yeah, our work times are pretty bad right now. And that's all right. That's all going to change. Let's get 2 people in the wagons. All right, so this actually works. And we need to do it 1 at a time. Otherwise, we're going to have to continue. We're just going to put it down 1 at a time until it's perfect. And it will work. We're getting real close to having... I wish they made terraforming a little bit easier. That's just the way it is. All right, we have a little bit of a croppage. But that's all right. And we're going to set this up now to occur during the winter months. We have a forester camp that is doing all the kind of forestry stuff. We do have a little bit of clay trickling in now, so that's perfect. We should have 2 wagons here momentarily. This guy's freaking full. Ooh, he's got so much pelts. Yeah, we need to get this fixed so they don't have to walk all the way around. Yeah, we lost so many carrots from the heat stress. That was bad. We also need tools. Tools is impacting our productivity, but we'll get that going too. All right, I'm going to get the 15% attack rate for lookout towers and town center. Make us just a little bit more powerful there. Let's start preloading the trade post. Let's just make sure we have as much to sell as possible. It doesn't matter what it is. It all adds up. Like 17 shoes. Just we have no boards. We have, oh man, we have such little. We have basically nothing. We're so poor. Yeah, we're poor. Oh, I think I know what's happening here. So yeah, we're getting 100% work. I think what's happening is they're coming down here and getting goods out of this. Like the willow and everything's down there. Let's send this guy up here. All right, there we go. That was definitely a problem right there. Okay, we're back. We're back in business now. Pulling in good numbers, I think. Oh yeah, we did get the wheat. So let's start making some good progress. So carrots are going bye-bye. And we're going to start growing, I think, so rye gives you less, but has a 1% less, no, 2% less impact. Okay, that's new. We're going to go with rye just simply because I don't need a whole lot of it right now. Let's go with rye. We're going to get an animal husbandry here in a bit. Chickens are really good, and we need their eggs. All right. We're doing really, really well down here. We should try to start getting into the tier 2 territory, so I'm going to look into decorations. So what I like to do is use the flower urns in the corners, but what we can do now is use small gardens in a cross-like area. So we'll have flower urns in these corners, and small gardens here, and in the middle I can do statues. So yeah, we're just going to do a little cross small gardens, and that's going to give us some percentages that we need. The school, when the school is up, is going to give us a massive % increase. And if we play our cards right, and we get up a festival pole right here, that will also give us a nice little bonus and some entertainment. No, and I missed the dude. That's okay. Alright, everything is looking pretty good to me now. They're off-roading, which is not exactly what I wanted, but it's better than it was. At least we have a way up and down now. That will help them with their efficiencies. Alright, the school is now up. So let's make sure we have an educator in here. I'll just take them from anywhere. Oh, I'm going to get builders down to like 8. We need more laborers. And like I said, at this point, I kind of just wait for the kids to start growing up. Okay, we got 8 new people in. We have a house. We need to start upgrading these houses is what we need to do. And we should be able to hit every house. Now, this is actually a pretty good template for a market area. You get, it's a lot of houses, but, you know, one market can hold it. There we go. Our desirability needs to hit 30%. We could potentially get there with the festival pole. I know for a fact, if I build out the, not the academy, I need to build. We need a lot of resources for that. If I build this out a shrine, that would definitely take us where we need to go. But the shrine needs to be a little bit more... If I move this well up to here, I could probably fit a shrine behind everything there. Alright, 6 more people. I'll take them. There we go. Like I said, I just step it down one at a time. And every time, that's how you get a perfect angle like that. It's kind of tedious, but it's honestly the best way that I've found. Alright, look at that. We're getting there. We're at 30% desirability on some of these gents, not all of them. I mean, that's a start, right? We're going to need an enormous amount of boards. We have a lot of wood now. Let's get this up to 6 people if we can. Making boards for us. Alright, we got it. That's about as good as it gets right there. So I think we're good. Got our ramp. We got everyone using the road, getting that increase in speed. Very good. We can also get the garden trails up. There are a few people who need a little bit of an and we're just gonna get a few up. I can't afford it everywhere, and so I'll get it up over here. I'll get them up over here, and anywhere I have, like, you know, the low percentages. Yeah, these guys need it the most. Okay. And then back here. All right. Yeah, we're good. That should get a bunch of houses up there. It's going to cost us a bit of money and some stone, but that should get us to where we need to be. That increase in housing will be very beneficial for us. We do have one more point to use, so I'm going to keep towards growth. 20% yield from compost production. That's really good. 50% honey and wax production. This is actually really, really good. 20% carry capacity for wagons. Also very good. But we have to be smart here. We don't have enough people. Okay, we need to get this, the market focus upgrade. Didn't realize I didn't have that point yet. So we have to do that at a minimum. And yeah, we need 60 bricks. We have enough wooden planks now. That's beautiful. We definitely need to get people in houses before winter comes and it's too late. I'm not going to build any new houses, to be honest. I just want to get what we have going right. If anything, I'm going to put houses back over here. With the special, like a special housing area, but we need to get a barracks up and destroy this area, especially so we have access to the deep coal. Ooh, we got a few people died. I'm sorry, unnamed villager. Yeah, it is kind of sad. We don't have any names for anybody. It's just, I don't know. I don't see any names. It's just a blank stone. Kind of sad. Kind of sad. Makes me sad. All right. We could get a bridge up over here. That looks like a, yeah, cobbled bridge. Very cool. It's always been cobbled bridge. Yeah, we need a tier 3. All right. Yeah, we're gonna, I don't know what we're gonna do over here. I have, like, I don't know if putting military would even make sense. I'm thinking about having the graveyard over here and, like, having parks and stuff. It just being, like, a cool place to hang out. I don't know. We need a ton of stone. All right, they're getting these guys up. I just need to start upgrading these houses. That will help us bring in a little bit more money. We need to get... Oof. We need to get healing in here soon. Getting a healer's hut is pretty darn important for a lot of reasons. The monthly cost on the academy is kind of makes me sad. I'm actually going to put the academy down here so that people can get to it faster. Also, I think it's just a good place for it. It's going to cost us 500. We do not have 500. We're pretty broke right now. I need to start focusing on the economy here, but when you're in this spend all your money stage, it's a little difficult to do so. And that's kind of where we're at right now. That's all right. I'm always in a race for no reason. I have to, like, constantly remind myself to slow down just a little bit, you know. You go too fast and it gets hard for you. But look over here, we do have maples in this area. I'm going to actually move this up because I'm seeing that... So this is something you need to be aware of. So even though it says 73% fertility here, if you can get maples and less percent fertility, that's what you want. Because maples go all the way up to 9, whereas these trees only go up to 5. So while they grow faster, you're technically getting more wood out of the maples. Like when you get to the nitty-gritty and you get the math down, you're going to get a lot more wood if you're growing maples at a lower, like a slightly lower fertility percentage. Just something to take into consideration when you're looking at that stuff. Maples and oaks are king. All right, we got ourselves a dude who's going to buy some shoes. And we want 40 bricks. Oh, yes. Oh, we have a bit of money. Okay, so we have the money. We need 300. We need to put some of the money back into the town. I'm going to throw almost all the money back into the town, to be honest. And we're going to upgrade the marketplace. Now we're going to get an insane amount more money. But we're going to have to immediately invest that into a healer's hut. So getting your healers up as fast as possible is really, really important. Because if you don't have the healer's house, when someone's incapacitated, you know, where it has that red marker on it, they'll just die. But if you have a healer's hut, they can bring them back and revive them. So if you want to save your, and, you know, and plus the disease spreads and all that. Luckily, we have heal root and herbs and stuff, so we can really treat those things. But we are going to need a knowledge point to unlock the healer's house, unfortunately. And yeah, our little zigzag road is working well. Going to make it hard on the raiders, and we do have more herbs to sell. So let's start selling those herbs. I think we're doing pretty decent over here. We only made 180. I'm going to go back to the old way of doing things. We're going to bring the smokehouse over to where the hunters are this time. Or if anything, we should probably bring it down to where the fishy is. Because I think we could get all these fishers up and bring in about 500. The real way to gauge whether you have a loss is to look at spoilage. So we have 174 meat spoilage. So just let me re-show you guys how to do that. Because this is probably one of the most important tools in the game. Down here you have, you know, your village profession tool. You have your resources and storage tool, which just shows, you can see quickly how much resources do I have. See, I have 1 basket. So I can tell that I'm not keeping up with any of my... And there's also crop summary. So you can see, you can actually change all your crops out like this. I don't, but it only shows you the year that you're looking at. And then you have the ability to go down this too and look at everything as well. Crop summary is pretty cool. There's your text screen. With this little icon up here, this is your report tab, top left corner. And this will tell you what is spoiling. Now, meat, if you see spoiling, like 142 is not a whole lot. That's not enough for me to want to have a person dedicated. The main one here is to look at your production and consumption. So consumption went above production in the later part of the year when we brought in a lot of people. And that's okay. We're slowly expanding right now. So our desirability on most of these gents is above 30. But we do not have 2 food types available. And that's kind of weird, actually. We did get this guy upgraded. We do have everyone in the sphere. We are bringing in, you know, the 28 a month, which is almost enough for a healer's house. Looks like we do have one individual who got in through the cracks. I'm going to send in our guy over here to kill this deer that got in. Go. Got to make sure that none of the deer ever feel welcome here. And sometimes if you have to, you can just come up and just kill enough of them so you don't have to keep watching them. Sometimes I will just come out and take out all of them for a bit of time. At a minimum, you're lessening the damage that they're going to do. Like if you get 8 out of 10 of them, you know, then it's only 2 of them eating your crops. Or it's only 2 of them they have to get rid of. So that's pretty good. And I'm not going to fence this in quite yet. I mean, I probably should, but I want to get more. Well, actually, this is... I take that back. This is a really good point to fence because I don't have to destroy any resources. So let's do it. Let's fence this in. Yeah, right there. Perfect. That's actually really, 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 really perfect. We just need to make sure that this is good. Okay, we got a fence there. Cool. Yeah, no more deer. I should have done that a while ago. My bad. That was silly. Okay, so we do have rye, and I missed a very important step here. We need to get ourselves a granary. Several of them. We need to get ourselves heavy tools. We need to do a lot, in fact. I need to get a baker. I need to do a lot of stuff. So we're going to get all that up. And we're going to come to food production. We're going to place down the bakery right here. It's going to give us another big modifier. It's going to also get us that second food type we need. And we're going to get ourselves a windmill down here. So the windmills can actually be pretty close. We're going to have our windmills right here. Pretty close to all the storage and where everything is. But we're going to need flax fiber. So I talked about this. We have rye. So down here, we're going to go clovers and flax. So this kind of lines up with when something else is harvesting. So we're going to do it like this. But let's make sure that this isn't going to cause issues because it has both high frost and heat tolerance. So it can go anytime. So that's the important thing. Just like make sure that it's not aligning with anything else that is harvesting. We're going to up the basket shop to 2 people. We're going to up the cobbler. We're just going to go and increase all the workers here. We have an enormous amount of wood and logs coming in now. It's actually kind of crazy. We cut down a big portion of the forest. We are replanting and cutting down more. And yeah, these maples are bringing in a good amount as well. I honestly feel like this is kind of the place to cap the city. A wall right here would make an insane amount of sense. So we want the wall to be double layered. We want the wall to be like this. So this is where we should do this. And so with that, I'm going to move the hunters a little bit outside. And I'm actually going to put the smokehouse in the middle ground between where the firewood is stored and where everything else is. So we're going to put it down here. But we're going to start getting this the defenses up to make sure we can take all the attacks that are going to come from this direction. Also keep the boars out of our area, keep the deer out of our area. And the real question is, because I was not trying to line that up well, is this a 12? It is not a 12, it's an 11. Oy, okay. If we could do this, it would be a lot cooler if I could fit in one more farm plot here. Oh, it's almost 22. Yeah, it's almost a 12 by 22. We can't get that far anyway without destroying the willow right here. And I don't want to destroy that willow. guess the question is, do I want to... I know I do want to put another field here, and then 2 more here. Alright, so that's 12. Okay, that's easy enough. So we want to do our wall right here, and that works. Ooh, it actually doesn't, because then the wall gets weird. Well, I mean, I could remove the fence. I'll have to remind myself to move the fence. It's the only way I can block this off properly without increasing my footprint. There we go. Okay, that's just the way it is. We'll remove the fence, and then we'll do a 12 there. And then we can do something small here. We can probably grow hay on like a 12x6 for the chickens. All right, we got ourselves a merchant, and I don't have anything to sell. There's a tome of knowledge there, which would be really nice. They do have heavy tools, which I need. So we'll do our best. Let's just try to bring in money. We have 285. Let's bring in all the money we possibly can right now. I do have the knowledge point, so let's buy the healer. And let's see, 10% birth rate? No. Right here, unlock healer's house? Yes. All right, we got the granaries up. We have a max pop of 140. If we do want to go to the next tier, we're going to need 200 pop. That's not going to happen with the setup we have here. So I am going to have to create a new market area for expansion. And there's honestly plenty of places to put extra houses in the design here. And we're just a little short. I could try selling some boards. I think getting that heavy tool is pretty important. If we can get some bread going, that's going to really help us out. We need 50 and 60 boards, my god. Probably going to need another stockyard. Alright, we're about to get hit by multiple raiders. We're definitely going to need some more towers. This is not going to cut it. Let's get 2 people in this tower. Yeah, we're going to need to get an extra tower right here. This will give us plus 18 as they're approaching. And we shouldn't clip into anything. Alright, he's buying pelts. Alright, first wave. Oh my god. We have 33 raiders about to hit us. This isn't going to go well for us at all. It isn't going to go well for us at all. This is a really big raid. I got way too into the weeds of building out something cool. They're probably going to destroy quite a bit. Hopefully they come up here and try to get the money. What I should probably try to do is lead as many of them as possible. I can start attacking them from behind with this gent here, this hunter. Hopefully we can go Rambo on them. Got 36. Oh, dude, he's an archer too. Alright, so I did get some of these guys to chase me. They're down here stealing food. That's fine. That's appropriate. Alright, he hid. So we got those 3 guys. Anything you can do to kind of keep them from bunching together, keep the pressure off, everything's going to help out here. He's a lone ranger, though. Alright, we're going to have him run off. Maybe we can chase him into some boars or something. He might just die. That might just be his fate. Oh, wow. We killed a bunch of them with that one tower. The rest of them are going to come up here, and they're going to get absolutely handed. There we go. Yeah, so those guys are done. They're not going to make it. The hunter's going to run inside his house. We do need to get the healer up. This villager is going to die, most likely. They got the tower. Oh, they destroyed the school. That actually hurts a lot, because that was really... a lot of this stuff is pretty expensive, but that's okay. We need to get our defenses up proper. They didn't do too much damage, but if you don't protect what you have, it adds up. The losses add up. And we did not get enough money to buy that tool anyway. And he left. Okay. Alright, well, that was a good lesson learned there. It looks like the second wave is here now. Oh my lord. They got my fence gates. Yeah, they love destroying fences, which is super annoying. Now they're just wrecking havoc on the citizens. Another reason why you want to have proper food storage... That guy's dead. That guy's toast. Another reason why you have proper food stores is because they're not harvesting anything right now. And we should probably focus on getting a barracks up pretty soon. And I'm hoping that this band of people come and attack the main area. Here they come. But yeah, we need to get the northern section walled off with towers. Here they come. Yeah, we're gonna be fine. We're gonna kill the majority of them. All right. Well, yeah, we need to get the tower up. Technically, that was a victory, but that felt pretty bad. They killed one villager. We killed 11 of them. They stole 198 smoked meat. They stole grain, and they stole some food. That's really not that bad. The bad thing, though, is the resources. All right, we got a little bit of disease here on bean, peas, buckwheat, carrots, but oof. Yeah, we're getting kind of slammed there. That's all right. We'll recover. And we have no food now because we didn't get anything. That's another reason why I want to get into bread. All right, we got a little bit here. Because with grain and flour, you know, we have a little, we can make bread, get through those rough periods. We need to rebuild this school site as fast as possible. I need to probably take some of this money and put it into the town for the rebuilding process. Ooh, we got hurt pretty good there. And my fence got broken. So some of the animals got in. There's one deer running loose in here. I'm going to take this guy to get him. There we go. All right. Deer problem is gone. And we repaired the fence. Okay. It's time. It's time. We need a lot more people. We're going to use a really simple design here. And I want to make sure I'm doing this proper. So what I'm going to do is just create an area of housing that is... Okay, so we're going to have a 2-tile gap here. We're going to have, I think, a road right here. And so this is a good spot for it. Right. They'll have their fencing. We'll have just a 1-tile gap and whatever decorations I need. Okay. We're going to have just an area like this. I probably should do this proper. Just at least face them in one direction. That way when we upgrade them, it'll look nice. It's just going to be decorated. And then the marketplace for this is just going to go right here. This is the problem right here, though. This is the huge problem. But we can do a whole cluster like that. It's a pretty good thing. Like, you can put a bakery in the middle, temple, and then do the same thing on the other side. It's compact, it works. And you can put 1 row decorations here, 1 row decorations here. You're getting a good synergy. Very good. You can pack them in like sardine cans. And when you create a compact city, it allows you to defend it a lot easier. We're about to burn through an enormous amount of wood right now. So that's going to hurt, but it's okay. Alright, we're going to cut the deer off now. And I'm going to use the double palisade gate trick I used before. And we're going to get ourselves a lookout tower. I think I'm just going to let people die for now. We're going to hold off on the healer's hut, unfortunately. We do need to get a basic perimeter up. And I'm thinking that's going to be at least 2 towers here. I'm going to leave the inner tower for the time being, simply because it's doing a good job protecting things. But that should help out. So we got 2 towers over there. We got 1 tower up over here. Alright, we'll just continue to get the walls up. Alright, let's sell these boards. I know I shouldn't, but we're going to. We need a big old lot of cash. I need to get some heavy tools in here, or I need to get the tech points. I think the academy's good. Like, we need an enormous amount of resources, so I just kind of have to let them get to it. I think I'm going to move the wagon shop actually over here. I wonder if it is. It used to not be like that fussy, but it kind of feels like it's being fussy. I've always found like having the wagon shop next to the thing that you're transporting, because like if I have it here, it will just come up, grab it, and then move it. Because if I have it here, it has to travel all the way to grab it, and then come back. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense, right? So having your wagon shop near the things that it's actually pulling, to me, I think makes way more sense. And that's I should probably actually just cancel that movement and do that instead. Let's see. Okay, we can buy 1 heavy tool now. We're going to do that. We'll get that windmill up. And I think we're about to get our first harvest, right? Yes, perfect. Get some flax this year. We'll get that windmill up. We'll get the bakery going. Things will be great. We could probably get some kind of main defensive point here. We're going to need a barracks. We're going to need some archers. We're going to need a lot of defensive capability here. I mean, look at this. There's really... The only way they can come in is from this northern section here. This is actually pretty funny. And we definitely need a well. And yeah, that's why you have this area right here. We'll get a well up right there. And let's prioritize this well so people don't start dying. Once we hit 200 pop, we can try to go to tier 3, but we're going to need 200 clay, 3 grand, and a lot of wood planks. I think we're at a point where we need two saw pits. Get a second saw pit up in the back. Also get some more storage. I think we're going to start running out here soon. I get another stockyard right here. And yeah, we actually only have 2. We'll get another wagon shop up here in a bit, but we only have 2 areas we're pulling from, here and then the clay. So I'm thinking we just put him right here. Right in the thick of it. We're getting some good wood coming in, so that's great. We have a drought that's not good. I'm gonna redo this road because it's all wonky. It's too steep. This area right here actually might be better for chickens. I think chickens are a 7x7. Fit some good chickens in here. Or I could fit 1 chicken in here. And 1 chicken down here. And still have a 12x12 there. That'd probably be smart. Keep the 12x12. Only problem is I like to fence in my chickens so they don't go crazy and start eating all the crops. I like to keep them in their own little secluded area. Except, alright, so what is the freaking issue here? They're not moving things fast enough. Oh crap, the storehouse got full. Alright, we're gonna get another storehouse up right here. 13 new villagers just came in. Alright, yeah, things are gonna start looking up for us. I think we're gonna get a few more builders going. But because I invested into my agriculture early, I can now expand very, very quickly. And that was the whole point of expanding the way that I did. It's just to move into this stage a lot faster. The academy needs 50. We need to get the academy up and get more technology points. So I'm going to get the academy up, I think, right around here. All right, road is now up. There we go. Yeah, we're going to get the academy up right down here, I think. There we go. I'm going to have it right here. Now, there is like this little glitch sometimes where you can't place a gate down, and so you just have to destroy the wall next to it. It's kind of annoying. I just deal with it though. I don't make a big deal. It's not that big of a deal, but this is something to be aware of. If you have that glitch, just destroy the wall and replace it. We got a lot of waste. We got 4 compost. Lowest fertility. Okay, yeah, lowest. Let's do lowest and small. And why are we not using it? Very odd. We're doing great though. Look at our fertility values. I mean, we're getting rid of the crops, the diseases here. I think we're doing great. We have the windmill going. Let's get 2 people in that. Let's get full speed ahead. Get that bread bacon. That's awesome. Let's get 2 people. I want to get as many food types as possible rolling through this village. We definitely want to get some fruit going too. Let's actually do that now. So let's get an arborist. Ooh, look at this area down here. This is perfect. Okay. Yeah, we're going to do... I usually do my fruit and chickens all together. So down here is actually the perfect place to do chickens and cows. So I think we'll get 2 arborists down. And I don't know. What can we fit? We can fit 1 here and 1 here. I should probably get rid of this road so that we can section this appropriately. Yeah, there we go. Okay, let's get 1 arborist there. And get 1 over here too. We just flatten this a bit. Yeah, this is great. This is a great area. We're making really good progress too. It doesn't quite look like it yet, but we really are making good progress. Oh, and look at that. We got ourselves another lake here. So this is an easy area for us to defend. This is actually really cool. We need to investigate what's up here, because if there's another area that we can bottleneck, potentially, we should. It doesn't look like it. Another infinite stone up here. Another little mountain. Oh, this is the edge. Oh, boy. Oh, crap. Oh, boy. Well, they're going to die anyway, so they might as well discover the new world. Okay. Yeah, there's a little thing up here in the lake. So technically speaking, this is the only direction the enemy can come from right here. And up here. But this could be terraformed rather easily, so that this would be the only point the enemy could come from. And if that's true, we could really do a lot of damage here. I believe it is true. But we're going to have to take out the wolves and things like that up there. And they can still spawn up here. We'll have to get towers up. But I think that we could effectively limit the direction the enemy can come through here. Put a wall up. Put barracks. And we got infinite sand. Ugh, I'd love to get a pathway across over there. Okay, we got ourselves a new gent. He's not doing much for me. Alright. Well, let's at least get started here. I think there is enough room for one more. We're going to do a 50-50 spread so that we have fruit all year long, and it's just a really good method. Two people have a really hard time doing a full circle, so by splitting it into half, apples harvesting in September, October, and half the peaches harvesting in June and August, you assure that you're getting the most out of your workers. Just like that. We'll just do half and half. I like to do it the lazy way, where I just mass plant, and then, you know, some of them will die off. It's not a big deal. We'll just do it like that. Get all of them up. We'll get some wood out of this too. Get some stone and other resources, so that's always good. Get some fruit coming in. That's going to be a good food source for us. No, this is great. And we're doing pretty good here. We're getting 500 on the smokehouse. So yeah, putting the smokehouse in the middle point between the meat makers and the wood, that seems to work pretty decent. All right, he will buy... he's not paying a good price for these, but that's okay. Money is money, really, at this stage of the game. Bricks would be nice. I'm holding off on purchasing pretty much anything. We're just gonna hold our cash. Hold it in. We need to probably get to tier 3 as well, so I think we're gonna step it up on our clay to 6 individuals, pulling that in. And realistically, our main objective right now should be a barracks. And the barracks, I think... We have no trees. Okay. Yeah, I think the barracks is going to go right here. Then we'll get a wooden area around it. I'm going to need to move... I'm actually just going to put the wagon shop literally right next to the forester. It's actually kind of a cool idea. We'll put them right next to him. And we'll have the gates into this on the back side, not on the outside. That way it's just a solid wall. We'll get this barracks up. We'll get our first army, and from that army we'll come up, kill the wolf den, and probably take out the boars, potentially. Unless we want to leave them. Leaving them is funny, but I need to get rid of it so I can get the wall here. And I think we can terraform this. We can find the smallest point and terraform it, and really start channeling the enemy to come from one direction. One of my favorite things to do is just limit the ways that the enemy can attack me. We're going to put a well over here. And I'm going to put a well down here. We need more wells. I'm just going to put some random wells in spots. Make sure we have enough water for everybody. And this is good. We're getting a little bit of money. We got more area for people over here. This is definitely going to be able to hit 400 pop real easy. I'll still probably wall this whole area in over here just because we can, and we should. Good to have many defensive points. We can definitely, when we get the bridge up, get another forager for the herbs and all the willow over here and medical roots. This is a good spot. And they're still, you know, getting the trees up, but this is going to be great. We're going to have a lot of fruit. And we did get one more knowledge point. So there's a lot to do at this stage. A lot to do. Plus 15% research scientific method. We're going to do that. We're going to get our research rates up. We don't have any paper, and that's okay. We're going to get 6 people in here for now. Going to try to boot that rate up as much as we can. Start getting those tech points in. We got bread. We got water. I mean, things are really looking up for us. This is great. Yeah, we got some more water down here to help out with the bakery, because bakery does take a lot of water. Making 830 bread per year. That's really good. Need to get some weapons in here. All right, we're going to prioritize the barracks build here. And we're going to finish off the palisade walls. Ah, this is beautiful. Got the wagon right there. This is great. We're just going to keep saving up our cash. I think cash is going to be the big kicker here. We're almost at the 200 boards. We're almost at the 200 clay. It's just going to be the 3 grand and 200 people. So we're building towards that right now. All right, the raiders are coming. And they're coming. Oh yeah, this is going to be a problem. They're coming from up north. I've been told that there's some stuff going on where they will still spawn even if you have an area. You may have to have an active building now to deter them, so that might be something we discover. That's another reason why we're going to have a lot of action going on here. Okay, this is scary. Here they come. Let's get everybody inside. We have only 28 raiders this time coming, and only a few are coming from this direction. The other guys are going to be intercepted here. This is great. I actually prefer them to come from this direction because, yeah, we're melting them over here. They don't stand a chance. They're just getting shot up. Between him and the tower, we're kicking their butts. All right, so that was great. We got that raid. Now the other raid is coming from the east, and they're gonna have to go through boars and wolves and all types of stuff. So over here, what we need to do is start building our archers, and I'm gonna need at least 6. Get those recruits over here. It's gonna, yeah, here they are. It's gonna make it a lot harder for them to bust through. They might try to bust through the corners over here, though, is what I'm afraid of. But we can use our men to lead them into a trap. And that might be the way to do it. I'm gonna undo the guys over here. Check out the trader. Oh, he is buying herbs. So I will need to do that. We need to make as much money as possible. If we're gonna, we need 3,000 gold, so that's quite a bit. We do have 236 boards, so let's bring boards in to sell. We do have some flax. Let's bring all 500 in to sell. We could sell quite a bit of that. We have a lot of grain, so we definitely need to start getting some animals in here soon. We do have 1 knowledge point, so let's put that right now into animal husbandry. And let's start working on getting some chickens in here. All right. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they're flirting. They're flirting with it. Okay, cool. As long as I can bring them over here where I can shoot them, we're in good shape. Some of these guys are pretty tough. You can see this guy's taking 8 per shot. They're getting a little twitchy. That's all right. We have our archers that we can bring out to start helping out fighting. What's cool about having towers like this is when you do have your archers, you can fight around your own towers. You have that kind of support. And yeah, we're ripping them up. Ripping them up. All right, so we killed everyone over there. We're going to take our archers outside and start attacking these guys on the wall. And we're going to hold back from our position over here. Here we go. Come on, guys. You can do it. I believe in you. All right. Are we out of... Are you guys out? That is so weird. It looks like they got... Oh, it looks like they got glitched into the walls. So weird. All right, we're going to run back now. That was bad. All right, so we got our hunters helping out. We got everybody helping out now. Okay, this guy desperately needs to get the hell out of here. We're going to click on him. Throw him back. All right. Everybody retreated. Let's retreat to garrison. So that was great. That was a good fight. We didn't really lose anybody. And yep, we're on track. So let's just keep throwing money around. All right, we just accepted a bunch of new people. We're up at 193. We have 1 more point here. So we're just going to keep it all in the family. We have a lot of good things. We need to start investing into the future. So we need to unlock mines like right now. And there's some good stuff here, like mining speed at deep mines, 15% every, and then mining speed at mines for another 15%. And then up here you have deep mine ventilation, another 15% mine speed. You can really get your deep core mines up to really efficient values now, which wasn't possible in the prior patches. We do have a bit of a drought going on, but you can see we're doing really well. That raid wasn't too bad, but that's why you need a barracks, so you can fight off the areas of your big base. So we're gonna come up here and we're gonna kill some wolves. We have 6 archers. We need to start getting crossbows. We need to start really dialing in on a efficient industry. I am going to just completely destroy this wolf den up here. That way people can come up here no problem. There we go. We got rid of the wolf den. All right, this is great. So we're just going to make sure we got all the wolves. There's a bit of action going on. I think I'm going to get rid of these boars as well. Oh, look at this. Look at this. We can cut them off right over here. This is easy peasy. All right, let's just make sure that nobody's going to attack our gents. Okay, we're in good shape. So we're going to retreat these gents back. And all I'm going to do is just terraform this area right here down. So we need to find the best point. I think right here is the best point. So you see how this is a low valley? We're going to bring the valley down here. And we're just going to carve this area out first. We'll get this low. And then we'll take this high point and bring it down. And then once we do all of that, we're going to be golden. So I do want to get a road coming up into this area. That was not the road I wanted. If you hold shift, roads will go straight no matter what angle. See, it angles perfectly. So if you're having problems with your roads getting all wonky, just take a second to just hold that shift button. All right. And right here we have a marsh that I can't do anything with. This one I do want to go sideways. So I want to get a road going here so that they have an easier time pathing. This is going to be a hard job for them to do. But once we get that area all tied up, they're only going to be able to spawn in this zone over here. Now, I also want to try to take out this camp over here. And if you do it right, and I think they're going to patch this out at some point. If you do it right, you can hit them from far back. But you need to hit them, you need to have pure visibility. So we can hit the tower all the way back here. Oh, yeah, they messed with it. They messed with it bad. I knew that they would. We're gonna need crossbows to do this. So we need to start producing crossbows. And that's going to require us to go into iron and things like that. But that's what I'm doing here. So now we have mining. We need to unlock forging. And we need to unlock smithing. So with our mines, we can now get into some better stuff. A couple things that we're going to need here. We are going to need a wagon for this area. So I'm going to get a wagon shop up right here. We're going to get ourselves up an iron mine. And we're going to get ourselves up a coal mine. Right there. Boom, boom. We'll let them build those things up. It says we don't have any willow. That's impressive. Should be plenty. Should be absolutely plenty. And eventually I'll start making paper. We're starting to get a lot more laborers, so we're in a good place to do a lot of things. I have 15 people who are builders, so they're going to start building this area out. You can see they already terraformed this flat here. So all I need to do now is get this area flat. We're going to start with making this as flat as possible first to get a high top basis to drag down into the valley. I'm just going to go a little overkill here and try to get this really, really flat. Got ourselves a new merchant. Let's try to make some coin. We have some shoes that we can sell, 528, so we have 1,200. We almost have the 3 grand. We were 400 shy. But we'll get there. You can see by not getting a healer's hut and letting people just unfortunately perish, we were able to build up a lot of wealth, which is going to help us get to tier 3. And then once I hit tier 3, I'll get a healer's hut up. And right, and yeah, the lookout towers here are helping out a lot. And I mean, I feel like I could probably do it. We just have the one raider lookout tower. Destroying this would be really good so we can get to that 400 pop a little easier. But these are the fun things you can do, you know. All right, we got the money that we need. We're at 3,700. We're going to get to tier 3 now. And this is a big, big stage for us. We're going to need to really get this place in the back organized ASAP. We need so many resources. We need insane amount of clay, too. And we're getting good fruit. 381. This is going to go up as the trees mature, but this is a good place for us right now. We also do need to get the chicken coop up so that we have the option and availability of getting chickens at the trade post. You're going to need eggs for tier 5. You need honey. You need a lot of stuff. So it's time to start building infrastructure. And it is the farmers that collect the honey from apiaries. So I have a rule where I can intercept them once, and you only get about a 10% loss in honey. This has been pretty true, and it still should be. And then there's a perk. This one I'm going to get a little bit of a reduction, but it's okay. It's intercepting too. Like I said, just take it with a grain of salt. So we're going to get up some apiaries and get things going. It doesn't always have to be, you know, crazy perfect, but I do try to do a good job. I want to reduce... I don't want to have 40 of them. I want to have just enough that it's not taking too much away from my farmers. And the tier 3 is now up. And so, yeah, we have just a lot to work on now. If I can, I will just straight up buy crossbows, too. Alright, so now we have this big area up here. We're going to start terraforming a line. This is going to work great. We actually need to do it from here. So let's get this all out. Alright, and now we can put the chickens over... Like, see how many chickens we can have in this area? It's pretty cool. And because our farms are independent in the fact that they're, you know, fenced in, we don't have to worry too much about the chickens going out and eating our crops, which is a pretty big issue. Alright, let's get up our brickyard. We also need to get up all the other things I've been holding off from. So, smithing and advanced metal casting durability for tools, heavy tools. Steel tools is pretty cool. We don't need it yet. Negative 10% work to produce iron. We're going to get that to 20% so we can get the blast furnace pretty soon. But all of these things are going to help us out. So now that we got those things, we can get up a blacksmith forge. We can do a lot of stuff over here. Yeah, we got a steep slope here, so that's an issue. Yeah, there seems to be some interesting things going on with slopes now. It really does not like it. It used to be able to get away with a little bit of slopage, but now it wants it very smooth. Alright, stuff's on fire, and we have no water in our wells. There is a tech point, actually, to help with some of that stuff. But yeah, as soon as I can get this area back here perfectly smooth, one of these days, we're going to have a beautiful thing back here. It's, the terraforming in this game is definitely in need of some love. The good news, though, is we are accumulating an absurd amount of resources. We did get the second saw pit up, so we should bump that to 6 people. We're going to start trading boards as the main economy driver for a little bit of time. I mean, we got a good thing going on here. Now we're tier 3. I can get into tier 3 upgrades, start making a little bit more money, increasing our capacity for new inhabitants. That would be great. Alright, this raid camp is starting to get a little ornery. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get crossbows in time. I think we're going to get 4 more archers and just see what we can do with that. We may just have to lose a few good or bad men. I'm not sure if they're good or bad. We used to be able to snipe, and I've gotten it to work. I'm pretty sure you can get it to work. I'm just having a hard time with it right now. Most likely. It probably still works. I'm just not doing something right. And I'm still waiting. Oh, man. Please, please, please. I'm waiting for somebody with crossbows to come in here. Let's buy some clubs. I want to make sure all my men have at least some kind of main weapon. We got 675 out of our boards. We're going to start mass producing boards, so I'm going to just start selling as many as I possibly can. We're going to need multiple heavy tools if we're going to get some of this stuff up. So this is going to be a problem. Honestly, the first thing I should probably do is get the blacksmith forge up. And I know this seems kind of like, why would you do that? It's because I only have the one heavy tool. I can buy raw iron ingots, make a heavy tool, and then get my forge up. So I kind of have to do things in a weird direction that way. And let's just try to get one section like this up that I can put a blacksmith shop. And let's get more builders. 15% mine speed. These are all good. But yeah, fill rate for wells, construction speed. This is so masonry here, 25 reduced brick costs on buildings. Let's go this direction. Okay, 50% fire risk. 30% work to put out fires. Like, this is a good thing to get early. The masonry one especially. Construction speed, meh. But I want to get this reduction to brick cost. It's substantial, especially when we really start piling in here, because it's going to be pretty crazy how much resources we need. Right now we need people, and at this stage it's usually wise to just wait for the kids to all grow up, since we have so many. And we're not going to do anything that I said, though. We're going to get the blacksmith forge up right here. Alright. And then I'm going to get this area up so I can place some more storage. Man, we made a lot of... Okay, so they are actually doing units of compost. So I wasn't sure, because he said one compost would be now 12 by 12. I'm wondering what 10 means. So, right? Because we were noticing they weren't doing anything. So last year he produced 144. So, yeah, I'm going to say farm size doesn't matter anymore. Realistically, I think 12 by 12, though, is a pretty good gauge. But if you want to do a 10 by 10, whatever you want to do... what we need to figure out is how much compost goes in. So if a 12 by 12 takes 12 of these, for instance, that would be, you know, the kicker. But if we created 144 last year, that would actually kind of make sense. Because that's 12 times... yeah. Yeah. So we produce 144. That's a 12 by 12. So is it... Oh my god. Is it based off square? Yeah. So that last year we produced enough for a 12 by 12, which is 144 tiles. So it is literally doing it on a tile basis. I'm pretty sure. I am pretty sure that is what it's doing. Which would mean that, yeah, it doesn't matter what you do, it's gonna produce it per tile. So do whatever you want. A 10 by 10, you're gonna need 100. Right? So that's awesome. That's the way it should be, because it was, like I said, it was silly before that it didn't matter how big or small it was. It took the same amount. It didn't make a whole lot of sense. But let's go out here and try to kill these banditos. And if I lose a couple men, I lose a couple men. That's okay. I don't think I'm ever gonna get it right. What I need to do is find a few good men. Now these soldiers are expensive because they have equipment. What I need to do is bait these gents down here into attacking. Okay, so I'm gonna have them just charge head first into the tower and take the brunt of the damage. Okay, and we're not even hurting the tower from that distance. So I think they reduced the amount of range damage that these towers take. They're gonna try to force you into coming with some melee units now. Oof. They always do these little changes to the game. And I'm sorry that I didn't even know the names of the people I just sacrificed. Okay, crap. This is the question. Okay, so I can snipe the main camp. And that's actually an important distinction. Because if we can snipe the main camp, I could potentially at least destroy the camp. Oh, we lost it. We lost a gent. That's alright. Alright, let's just kill all of them. And then snipe this. Alright, so we're able to snipe this. We're gonna just... No, it's shooting back. I'm gonna let them die, though. It's... Okay, it's not shooting back. Okay, I'm gonna destroy this thing. There we go. It's shooting my... That tower is shooting my people. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna go the way I expected it to. So let's retreat back. We're gonna need some melee individuals to hit this tower. And we got another knowledge point. So I can upgrade the trade center. That's probably the smartest thing I could do is... Once we get enough bricks and I'm making my own, upgrade the trade center, I'll get higher volumes, more people. Some people will come who will buy flax and flour and things that I actually have quite a bit of. And I think what we're going to do is temporarily fire every single one of these people. I know it's expensive what I just did. I just threw away a lot of money. But we're going to need, I think, some heavy hitters. And we don't have... Hopefully I have enough clubs for that many people. We're just going to come over here and slap this thing. We just need to destroy it. And then over here, and we're doing a good job. I don't think they can get over here. I think they're having a problem. So we need to carve out a path over there. And we're doing a good job, other than, you know, a couple people that died. Okay, so what we need to do here is set some quotas. For the time being, on tools, we're going to set a quota for 200 seems to be more than enough. I used to do 50. For swords, we're going to set that to 20. Now I'm setting production to 0, but in the future, you know, we'll be good. And we're going to set heavy tools is the only thing that they're producing. And we're going to hold off. We're going to buy some raw iron, produce our tool, and get up a foundry. We can at least set the foundry down, though. So I'm going to get the foundry down right here. And then right across the street from it, we can get ourselves some additional storage. I just need to terraform this out. I would like a road in between this area, just to make it easier to get the speed increase. And it won't take much. It'll take 15 iron. We'll buy that. I mean, it doesn't matter. Either we get the tool or we get the iron. But if I built the foundry, then I would have been in the same situation. We would, well, we'd have to buy a tool. We wouldn't have any options. All right, we got a new merchant. He's buying herbs. I'm gonna put all this wood in here. Still haven't given them a medic. We're kind of broke right now with all the, you know, expenses. So we're gonna get our soldiers out. Not all of them have clubs. So I do need to get clubs before I go out here. I need some kind of weapon for them. We're gonna have to hold off. Are there in? I mean, I'll buy swords at this rate. We do have a bit of money. We can buy whatever we need to buy. We will buy and make sure they're properly armed. The children are growing up now. We have plenty of food, in my opinion. I think this is a decent setup. I could just charge these guys to their death, though. I just want to make sure that they're properly armed. Because if we charge them to their death and we lose them, and then we also don't, you know, get anything from it, that's bad. I'm cool with them all dying as long as I get that tower down. Alright, so we got this area out. Okay. We should be able to get up there now. Shoot, maybe that's all I need, honestly. I'm going about this all wrong. All wrong. We have it right here. Honestly, just by flattening that top, I made it so that they couldn't get around this area. So this was fine. Flattening the top there created a impenetrable area. All I need to do now is bring it home. I just need to do this. They already can't cross from here. There we go. That will remedy that and block off the northern area. And then I can start focusing on this and creating a defensive point for that. And I can even move the barracks over there. There's a trader right there coming on in. He just spawned out of nowhere. And you can see we got the bricks coming in now. Once I get... Oh, I just need money. Oof. Yeah, we are broke. I need to get rid of those soldiers pretty much ASAP. Okay. Let's see. I can sell this. I can sell all these boards. I can buy some chickens. Ooh, that is a lot of money in chickens. I'm going to buy 6 chickens. That's a lot. I spent way too much on these chickens, but it's okay. I can sell some more boards. Sell some shoes. I'm going to throw some money in to the coffers. And we're going to upgrade the trade post. Move the chickens over here. I'm going to place 2 individuals. There we go. All right, so we got some chickens. We'll have some meat and some eggs coming in from that. That will be awesome. We'll get this trade post upgraded, and that's going to be really good for us. We're going to probably be able to sell a lot more of our loose materials. I am very impatient, and I want to see... So I only have two people. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to charge in with all of those guys. All of these citizens are going to wait. Once these guys pass, they're going to take the brunt. Once I see the arrows go, okay, the arrows are going. They're taking a little bit less damage. So it's taking way more from melee. Okay, let's get the peasantry in here. We'll take the 12 people. We might need them. Okay, we lost 2 folk. That's a good return. That is a good return. And now we are happy. Oh, except for these guys I'm about to fire. I need to remove these gents because they're just too expensive to maintain. I'm going to get rid of all of them. Okay. Now we have plus 17. I do want a couple of archers in here just as a defensive measure. You know, it's an important building, so I'll put 2 archers in there for now. Now we just have a little bit of little trickle coming in, so that's good. And let's see what we got. Yeah, we got the chickens. We don't have anything really else. And we got a big old pile of cash. Very good. And we don't have heavy tools. So this is exactly why I need to get my heavy tool production on. All right. And it looks like we'll feed them the root vegetables and anything else we got. We're getting a 3 birth rate per year. Start getting some eggs coming in. It's also good for variety of food types. And I think the next thing we're going to do is upgrade this. I'm going to get 2 individuals in here. Need 60 bricks for that. All right. Yeah, these trees aren't growing too fast. You can see there's some dead areas too. I'm going to bring it down like such. I think we'll be able to get a little bit more trees and a little bit more. But as long as I got 2/3 of my area is maple, I'm happy. All right. And yeah, see, we can just use this natural weirdage here to do all of this perfectly. There we go. And they shouldn't be able to get through here anymore. All right, I think we're going to harvest this giant rock outside. Got ourselves another point. All right, so we did get the trade center upgrade. I think we're going to keep going up this route. I really want to get that negative 25% brick cost for buildings. It's huge. We got ourselves up a massive trade center now. Make sure that we're full of goods. We want to make sure we're bringing in money, money, money. I think booze production and candles is next on the docket. We did it tier 3, which means I can get the bridge up finally. Bubble bridge. That is interesting. Says this is unpathable terrain. There we go. I can get it this way. So weird. It will see, you see all this yellow stuff? It will tell. Okay, here we go. I see. You got to look at where it tells you can do it. There we go. 140 stone. I want it. We're going to get that bridge up. The chickens can, you know, terrorize the lower section here if they want. And we're producing 110 flour now. This is bad. Very bad. We'll get a good trader in here soon and we'll remedy all this. Alright, we're being attacked again. I was just looking down for a second. Whoops. Yeah, that's what happens when you look down. Okay, yeah. Whoopsie daisy. We're getting attacked. Alright, let's boot this up to ×3. I think we'll be okay. We definitely need to... We need to get our economy rocking. They're plowing. We have 53 now. We should definitely get some more archers. Archers are affordable. We need to get the temple up next too. We're getting hit by 36 raiders. They did destroy Eek. Yeah, they went completely around the area. So there's a little bit to do before we can say this area is completely protected. But this is okay. We got it going on. They're gonna, you know, probably burn the school down and do that raider stuff, but it's all right. Let's see. I could probably get these guys to lure them over here to these towers.
Right away.
So that's what I'm going to do. Get these archers to help lure them around. Yeah, they're not doing a good job. They're just kind of chilling. I have them on defensive, so let's put them on offensive. There we go. Now they're doing their jobs. Oh yeah, they're murdering. Yeah, they just... Interestingly enough, they stopped as soon as everyone ran away. Holy cow, and we have ourselves an issue. Okay, well, I can't wait anymore. Not the pub, not the pub. I don't think the pub is going to cure the diseases. We could try it. We're going to need a healer's hut. And the healer's hut, I'm going to get up right here. That's hitting the most amount of houses. They always burn my schools down. All right, there we go. Well, we won, you know, at great cost. We have ourselves a pretty substantial disease, though. There we go. And those guys held off the rest. Okay, we're in good shape. Yeah, so we have a massive outbreak, and we have no way of healing anybody. So, should have got the healer set up a long time ago. I've been gambling this whole time with their lives. And get out of times... Okay, there's something weird that happens when you're in ×5 mode. Or any high-speed mode. I've noticed in the previous coding, like... If you sit in ×1 or ×2 even, you don't get as many sick people. Like there's some kind of weird multiplier effect that happens. Okay, so there's just a lot to do now. Yeah, we could buy a tome of knowledge. It'd be a good thing to spend money on, but we have some more important matters. We'll go to ×3. We just need to watch, make sure. We have 18 cases of smallpox. Let's see, 30% chance there. Let's get 30% research rate. Let's increase our research rates. All right, we're going to sell that. That's a lot of money right there. I'm going to buy some stone simply because we have none. And it's not too expensive. All right, tier 3. Yeah, you can see we're getting a lot more action here. Let's see if any of these guys have iron or heavy tools. This is kind of crazy, actually, that none of these people have iron or heavy tools. Nothing there. No iron ingots or heavy tools. It's almost like it knows like what you need, and it just says, don't bring that one thing. So I can sell them heavy tools. All right. We'll get it soon enough. All right, we're at 22. All right, I'm gonna do the forbidden. Maybe they fixed it, right? Maybe they fixed it. Now you see it's shooting up. It's shooting up big time. All right, go back down to ×3. It started shooting up so bad. But yeah, I try to stay out of ×5 mode when that happens. Ooh, we're getting mighty sick. Oh, people are dying now from the smallpox. We're okay though. I'm screw it. You know what? People die. People die. I can't sit there in that ×3 mode anymore. Yeah, people are just they're going. They're either living or dying. Basically, it's like 50-50 chance. So the disease will take care of it. Okay, cool. We got the healer's hut up now. So this should help. Let's get 2 people in there. No one's coming to be cured. There we go, finally. Yeah, between the... It looks like they may have actually fixed it. I had a situation once, though, where it went from like 16 to 200 when I was in ×5 mode, so I've always been a little paranoid about it since then. And we can start melting gold. There's so much we can do for money. Alright, we're gonna get 4 of these gents. We need to have a proper defense, and we're getting close. This area is almost... Yeah, there we go. I think we got it. I need to bring someone up here and test it out, though. Nope, he can't move over. There we go. That's all I needed to know. Can he get up here? Can he get over here? He can't get over at all, so we're good. We've effectively blockaded. We don't need a road up here anymore. Here we are. Okay, so that means there's only one direction they can come from. The darkness up here. We got that tower out. So what I need to do now is just put a lookout tower right up here. And then we can force them to come from one direction. And this is pretty bad. We really need to get some other things going. I need to get the iron up. Once I get the iron going and I can get tool production going, then we're going to be in good shape. But we've just had terrible RNG. 2 years in a row, like no iron or anything else. Food is actually becoming potentially an issue. So I'm kind of wondering how I want to do this. Now that I know that size does not matter, I don't need to destroy that fence. And we could just do a 21 by 11 if I wanted to. I could do any shape that I want. And I'm going to. We're just going to do it. I'm going to leave the fence. I'm honestly just going to leave this fence here. It's always good to have multiple, like, layers of protection. But we need some kind of just whatever farm area. I need something that can do beans or additional grain. Like, we can get more windmills. We can get a lot of things going. More windmills. There's a lot of room for improvement in our food system. I think I'm going to upgrade one of these storehouses since we're running low on room. Alright, look at that. Get this tower up. Now we'll see if they did patch this out or not. Someone said that they're having issues. Some wolf dens up there. We're going to take the individual out of here. I'll need to get a tower up right... Okay, so this is where they can't... I think right here should do it. Hopefully that gets all of it. Even just like a little bit of darkness they can slip in. Kind of funny. Alright, yeah, we can... You can see our radius is pretty big. We got the bridge up. This is what I'm thinking is we put the graveyards and stuff over here. And we need to get a temple up. So let's look. Let's see if I can even afford a temple. I need an area I can place this. Gonna hit everyone. Oh wow, right here. Perfect. It was meant to be. I wish it was a little bit closer this way, but this is fine. Right, temple right here. We did get ourselves another knowledge point. Drought tolerance is a good one. Ooh, 20% yield for beans and all that stuff. That's a no-brainer. Alright, we got some new trader. Please have heavy tools. My main concern is they bring it there instead of the place that I want it. So I'm going to have... Okay, he does have heavy tools. I'm going to buy like 5 of them. I just don't even want to take a chance. I need enough. Alright, we're in good business now. So we need to pop up the iron mine to max. We need to pop up the coal mine to max. Get these people to work. I get 4 people in here. We're gonna bust this out to a full 6. We don't have any gold right now, but we will in the future. Alright, it's time to start pumping out heavy tools. Actually, because we already have some heavy tools, I'm gonna put this at a 6-to-1 ratio where they're making heavy tools to regular tools and start making that too. We have a lot of iron. Like, iron's not gonna be an issue for us. This is great. Alright, we're in good shape. I'm feeling good about the future now. And the next thing I want to do is get the paper mill. Probably start getting into one of our next points into alcohol production. Oh, I have to unlock the paper mill. That's right. The soap shop would probably be a good one to get up. Let's do a soap shop right here. It'll give us a point too. I'll have to move something to get the unlimited gold if I ever want it. Second trader's here. I'm gonna sell him all this honey. Not a lot of money, but it all adds up. And for some reason, we're not getting enough willow. I'm just gonna buy some. I would have thought the 36 would have been enough, but I think we're gonna get ourselves another forager down here. Forager shack. Right here. Okay, that will get us some willow. It's not great. That will get us a bunch of willow, though, and some more herbs, some blueberries. But, oh yeah, we got a 17 patch there. Very good. Alright, the windmill is back in business. In fact, we're going to get 2 of them up now. Looks like we need a big chunk of cash in the town. Throw all the money we have into the town. We just need as much money as possible. Go. Once again, we are broke. But with that temple up, and the temple's going to cost a lot of money that I do not have. We need 60 bricks. Oh my gosh. Okay. We got this gent up. Let's just get him. We don't need any food from him right now. I think our food situation's fine. We just didn't have our bread going. Let's get this going. I mean, I guess maybe I'm being silly. Maybe a little bit of maybe a little pea action here. That didn't come out right. Whatever. I'm not taking it back. I know that the chickens are going pretty strong. 126 eggs. They're eating, you know, grains and root vegetables. I think this temple is going to help us more than hurt us. One issue, though, is we are running out of stone. So let's just get all the stone in our area mined out. Not bad. I mean, we're doing decent enough. There's a lot of deer and boar around here. All right, we got this up. We're going to disable that. Okay. So they can't get past... Oh, we're like a little shy. I don't know. We'll try it out. If they spawn up there, they spawn. But we have... And we did not disable this. I should have disabled it. We have what we need to keep the enemy from spawning. We're in a drought. We're low on food. A lot of this is bad. Getting this second windmill up could be what saves us. That will give us bread. I think we're going to floor this bakery to 4 people and just produce as much as possible. We do have 1 point. I think that point should probably go into paper making. Masonry is important too. So let's unlock the paper mill. I need to get my tech points up a little bit higher, and we're going to need paper, and the guild hall requires paper, and quite frankly, just a lot of good stuff requires paper. We'll put him back over here. He's a little pricey, but that's all right. We are, you know, we're at a point where I can upgrade roads and do all types of stuff. We should probably go into deep core mining as soon as possible. No, it's not a deep core mine for stone. It's actually a stone quarry. And you can get into it a lot quicker than other stuff. It's right here, quarry. So I just need 2 points. I got this unlocked. So I just need 1 point, 1 point. Okay. We're getting close, but we need to start getting some stone here. All right. And yeah, we'll just do a little bit of food here. That will help. Like I said, we just need something to kind of help us out here. All right, and we got our graveyard over here. Woo! And we have an excavation site, so once the temple is up, we'll be in good shape. We need 1 stone. Alright, let's prioritize. Raise the roof. We got the paper going. Get 4 individuals in there making paper. They are going to need, looks like, a lot of water. So let's make sure we have 2 wells up. Let's just get one right up next to the paper mill itself. We do have a lot of laborers. It should be... Ooh, we don't have a lot of laborers. What happened? Wonder if the great die-off took the adults and not the kids. Yeah, we got a big old wad of kids that aren't grown up yet. And we're negative cash territory. That's beautiful. All right, we did get the temple up. We're going to get 2 people. That's going to help us, though, keep people really happy. Excavate this. Prioritization. And yeah, we need to get some more people in here. We need to get more money. All right, we're going to sell an enormous amount of boards and try to buy tools. So now that we can produce tools, we're having an issue because we don't have tools. We're not able to produce things very quickly. So when you hit this juncture, you just want to just bulk sell something, start mass producing tools, you'll be in good shape. We have everything we need to be successful here. And yeah, let's just put a full 500 boards in there. And over here, you can see we're bringing in 34 more willow. That should help with our basket making. I'm just going to bring this down like such. Make sure we're getting everybody. We might need to start melting gold, too. So I think I'm going to get a gold mine up. Get it up right here. We just need a little bit of that edge. All right, we have a rather large raid about to hit us. If you can afford to pay these guys off, you should. We cannot defeat them with the current setup that I have. Oh man, I took way too many artistic liberties with this design. And I'm going to pay the price for it. But it's okay. In the future, I'll be able to, because, I mean, we've been building up to this where I can section it off. But I don't think I have enough money for them. Yeah, we're broke. Once I just get enough tools to get production back to normal, we'll be in good shape. Oh man, I have nothing to offer these people. And they have nothing I want either. Oh, I want their money. Oh, though, they do have tools. They're selling them rather cheap, too. I think we're gonna sell this armor if we can and buy tools. They got a good price on them. And we're doing all right on wood, 281. I mean, we have more wood than I know what to do with. There's a lot of stone over here, too. So we'll keep... This is the other problem. If they break a bunch of stuff, I don't have the stone to repair it right now. All right, so we're gonna trade that out and buy as many tools as I possibly can. 16 is not a lot, but it all adds up. I just need to get 1 tool maker per about 400 people is appropriate. 1 person making tools. Once you buy all the tools you need, you can easily keep a stockpile of them. Oh great, please do not get the warehouse. Honestly, I don't want... Well, the soap shop, meh. Yeah, we are producing soap, that's good. Right, he's got 21 days here. I'm hoping the second trader has something. He has nothing. None of them want what I got. Okay. I'm gonna get a road up. Sometimes you need to get a road to the excavation sites for them to path correctly. It's kind of weird. Happy that we got paper. You can see the points are coming in now. So boom, boom. Let's get the stone quarry up. Like I said, if we get hit, we are screwed. All right, here's the stone quarry. Boom. Very good. I guess get a road up there, even though I don't need it. We do have a wagon up over here, right? I'm going to put 2 people here. I think we need 2 wagons over here. Got 2 wagons in the north. All right, that should help. We're going to prioritize this. We need 1,000 freaking gold. I'll take them. I have a feeling we're about to get really hurt. I do not have enough money to buy off the raiders. And I don't have enough money to get basic stuff up. I am very broke. I have a very beautiful town, and I am very broke. I think the solution... I wish we could copy-paste things, too, in this game. I would love to be able to just paste the houses. Okay, we're gonna get up a block of houses right here, get some more money in from those. I need to upgrade this, but I need 300 gold. That should actually probably be what I focus on here. Nice, he's buying my boards. We're no longer broke. The miracle. He does have cheap iron, but I don't need that. I mean, I'm just happy to have his money. Okay. Well, I'm going to throw almost all of this back into the town. We're going to upgrade the market here. That will give us +1, about +1 gold per house that it's in its range. All right, things are looking up. Let's get another person over here. Make sure we're getting all the bread we can. I am actually going to upgrade this well. It's expensive, but it's worth it. All right, I'm feeling optimistic now. I think we have a future again. All right. Got ourselves a good improved well now. Should help us with our bread. We do have a lot of wood. All right. Let's take out the army. Kill these boars. Maybe get everything up that we need. All right, we're going to kill the boar spawns. Beautiful. Oh, look at that. That's perfect. We'll get up a gate right here. And then we'll get the second one right up into the stone. All right. Now we can start shifting things. I can put the barracks behind here. I can move these towers. With a defensive point, we might actually stand a chance. We don't have any height or terrain bonuses, but that's okay. All right, I'm feeling pretty good. We got a little gold action coming in occasionally. That's kind of like the best place to be, just like a little bit of gold, right? We'll just do this at a 2-to-1 ratio, but all we need is 5 gold ore, and we'll get 100 out of it, and those little bumps will help us over here, just to make sure we have a little bit more in our pocket. All right, and we got that upgraded. I'm gonna get these houses out, so we're just gonna have a 1 tile gap in between, as I described before. I should definitely face these guys. Get easier on myself later. Beautiful. There we are. Don't have a whole lot of stone right now. So I need workers, so that's why I'm getting these houses up. We need to bust this down to 20. We have a lot of people mining right now, which is actually kind of hurting me. We're gonna bust iron, and gold mine's fine. And the coal mine to 6. I need more people. We have a lot of people building right now, and they'll go back in a labor pool, but I think we'll be okay. But we need at least 8 folk on the quarry if we're going to get any kind of meaningful stone. You don't get a whole lot. And we probably need to start investing some of our points into increasing this, but that's down the line. It's too hard. So we got this. So let's get the reduction brick cost that I wanted. Definitely need to do that. 8% desirability from parks and shrines. Yeah, those are all good. Now, money is flowing in. And one of the better things to do is typically like a 800 is a lot, but 150 is not. And we can get a park. Park, it doesn't hit too many people, right? But a 5x5. 5x5 put in the right place, like right here. Right here is a good spot. That has a massive impact. So let's terraform that area flat, put a large park there. We'll get the money somehow. We can sell heavy tools too. I'll sell 2 of them. It's a good way to make money. We need to get into alcohol production as soon as possible. We definitely need to upgrade everything. We're at that phase where it's just like we need money. And the raiders are approaching, and they're approaching all from one side. So that's good. That's what we wanted. I don't know if I'm ready for this though. We were almost there. I need to clear all of the trees here so I can see and I can get my defenses up appropriately. Because yeah, if we had this walled off, I think we'd be in good shape. We got 35 raiders there. I think there's more. Our paper mill burned to the ground. Caught on fire again. There was that one perk that reduced fire chance. I think it's very worth it. Alright, so they're coming in hot. We didn't get the full wall up yet. I should definitely get 2 people in each of these towers. I don't know why I didn't do that. Got 5 archers. This isn't gonna go too well for us. But you know what? You know, some folks are gonna take a bullet, but we'll be okay. As long as we get enough of them, we'll be okay. These guys are taking the long route. I think between these 2 towers, we'll be all right. I don't know why they're going all the way around like that. It's weird. There we go. Weird. Okay, yeah, we gotta... Oof. Okay, we're getting hit again from the side. I think it's a total of 35, but that doesn't make sense. I think it's more than that. Oh, I see. They're trying to come in from the back gate. Not bad. They did break down the gates, but they didn't do any sizable damage. All right. And the chicken coop down here is doing great. 182 eggs. Is also making compost for us. Or I should say waste that's being turned to compost. They're beating the crap out of the barracks, but we did get them. Oh yeah, look at that. Perfect. All right, now I can bring out my archers. Start picking off these guys over here. This wall actually did help. It was like a big little post for them to freak out on. All right, we're gonna go into an aggressive stance. For some reason, they get stuck against that wall corner. But yeah, they really can't do much to me with this many archers. And we do still need to get crossbows. That should be the next goal. And yeah, they're getting stuck. It's interesting. As long as I have them on aggressive mode, they will shoot. I don't know where the hell this guy's going. Oh, they don't have a clear shot, so they want to get in. There we go. Oh crap, dude. Getting weird in there. We're gonna run back to this area over here because we do have a little bit better protection. There we go. And this is why you just need... It's amazing how just a little bit of barracks can make a big difference. Now we can take out these gents in the corner that are stuck. Oh, they're beyond help. They were really stuck in there. I had to run in. All right, I'm just gonna retreat to garrison. The towers can take them. It's funny too is that the hunters are joining in. This is actually kind of a good setup here. I might do this again, like put some hunters out. There we go. We won. All right, and let's see. What is this guy? Oh, this guy's buying everything. We're rich. That's how it is. It's like you're broke and then you're rich. The crazy world. We don't need to buy any more chickens. I may actually get some more chickens up. We got a big wad of cash. So to get to tier 4, I need 6,500, 285 bricks, 200 iron, 400 population. I need theater. I need a bunch of tier 3 houses. So, I mean, that's what we're going for with all this, right? That's what I'm trying to do. I don't think we're going to be... I think I'm going to have to draw a road all the way down to this stupid thing. Get any of these guys down here to work on it. And we definitely need more tools, but we are bringing in stone. That's like really, really important. Eventually we'll get to a point where we don't need all the stone, especially since I only have this one area that I need to wall off. I'm going to let them cut down all these trees though, because I'm tired of trying to find the points. And we do have a little bit of disease. Okay. Well, we don't want disease, so let's just do turnips, clovers. Okay, this will be fine. I think we have more than enough food. And the chickens are doing great. We got some fruit coming in. This is a pretty good setup. Like 400 pop is pretty achievable with this setup. And I think I have enough money for that large park. So now, like I said, we're just basically stacking these decorations. So right here, another house. No, it's pretty good right here. Right here, boom, large park. Now I probably should have put the theater there. There's still room. The theater should go right here. We need to flatten all this, and then we can put the theater there. Yeah, that will work. All the corner pieces line up. Perfect. Perfect. Yeah, room for the theater right there. And that will hit all these houses. I think this is a pretty good setup. Got ourselves another point. So let's take a gander. What's really important right now? Some of this stuff's really important. A lot of the stuff over here is equally as important. Booze. Booze is the most important thing. If we really want to start making money, this is where it's at. This is the best way to make money in the game is alcohol. So the brewer. Now the brewer should be where all the resources are. I mean, you could even It is a holy thing. Maybe it should be protected. No, it doesn't need to be protected. It's a nice spot over there, though, because it's close to all the resources. This is silly. I mean, this is really silly, but I'm actually going to put the brewer in here. And I'm going to give it its own basic well. Simply because it's really, really, really close to the resources that are needed, like the honey. I don't know where we're storing the honey. Okay, the honey is there. Raiders are approaching. More fucking raiders? I think these are the ones that want my money. That sucks. Okay. Yeah, they're approaching from... They're not... Oh, yeah, they're approaching from way down there. They might get tore up by wolves by the time they get here, so that'd be cool. All right. Yeah, once I get this bad boy up... let's disable construction. I don't want the money going inside of it yet. I don't like that it's flashing. I don't want the money going into it yet, in case I need to buy off these people. I probably have just enough money to buy everyone off. We do not want to fight. I've fought in the past just to show how good defenses are, but if you can get away with not fighting... Oh crap, we're out of firewood. I have not been paying attention to that. That is bad. I might lose people. Okay, let's get the firewood splitter up. Alright, we're going to prioritize this. I should have a good amount of people. I don't know, I feel like we're doing a good job, to be honest. I know we're producing a lot of boards, but it's necessary for the economy. And you need a lot of boards. I typically go with 2, just... It really slows you. That's like the big bottleneck you hit when you're trying to upgrade houses and such. Alright, look at that. We're doing great. We got ourselves up a second firewood splitter. We're in good shape now. Got a little bit of rot action going on. 545 left to rot. That's because we're so awesome. I'll get one more worker on the one that was rotten. So the army is approaching. And yeah, we just need to see how much money they want. And now that we have stone and money... Oof, and not enough firewood. Probably get up another firewood splitter. Right over here. I'll organize this at some point or never. I've never actually found it too necessary to organize it too much. I'm gonna cancel this. I feel like this needs to be flattened like that. Okay. Oh shit. Oh, what? It's like... oh, you know who it is? It's the raiders that approach this excavation site. It's those raiders. Oh my god. That's hilarious. I had no way to get up except through this area. I thought I was about to get owned. Okay. There we go. See, they still filled it with gold even though I told them not to do anything, and I knew they would do that. There we go. Wow, and this guy helped out too. Took out the last one. Alright, we're in good shape now. We're gonna get that firewood back up. Sometimes I like to buy barrels. Barrels are really, really useful. I'm just right now prioritizing different things. I'm gonna get 4 people into the trade post. Things are about to really get crazy here. We're about to really ramp up. The holy alcohol vendor will be up soon, and we're gonna be very, very wealthy. Now, my question is, of course, though, is where... let's just take a peek at how much resources we have. We have 268 honey. We're in good shape. And they're storing the honey down here. Okay, if they're storing the honey down here, I may actually just move the brewer. I'm not sure. That's a long distance to go to get the honey, but the thing is I need a drop-off point. I could just create a... Oh my god, raiders are approaching. Yeah, it's the same raiders. It's them. So until I get this excavation site done, we'll get it. They'll just continue. But we're alright. I think. Alright, look at this guy buying board 7. This is where the money's at. I'm going to buy a knowledge point. This is how you get ahead in the game, is buying knowledge points. That's a lot of knowledge points. And right here, we can buy tools. I'm just praying someone will come and buy something. Like the flax. The flax can sell for so much. So we have 2 more knowledge points. And I can get drought tolerance, which is good. +1 at compost yard, 30% work needed to produce compost. We're not having an issue. 20% yield from compost. These are all good. I like the one for honey and wax, 50%. So it's like, instead of building more apiaries, you put a point in there. That's really good. 20% tree regrowth. We don't need this yet. That's a good one, though. We'll revisit that. 50% fire risk. This one I want. And research rate at academy, 20%. That one I want as well. Those are two really good ones that are going to help us out. All right, look at that. We got the park. Desirability above 60%. So we should see some... We need candles or pottery. We need candles, though. We do have wax and all that. All right, put the candle maker right there. And this is just stone and gold. So we're going to get up all of the garden trails now on the side pieces. This will give us... Yeah, that slope is too steep. It's okay. And in the middle here, I like to use flower urns and really, really pricey stuff for those guys. Now, I used to do the whole thing around. I don't think I'm going to do a fencing this time. I think what we're going to end up doing is ornamental trees. Not because they're good, because I just think it would look cool. And that's money and stone. So I want to see if that works and what it will do for us. And now that we do have stone, we for sure want to upgrade these roads. This road especially is the main road to the farming area. And then this road especially as the main road to the industrial area. I love having the stone quarry. It's probably the most, out of all the things you can get, stone quarry is probably one of the most important ones. All right. So I spent a lot of stone upgrading these roads. We should definitely upgrade this road. Well, there we go. And this road up to the forester is a good... Oh, man, we're just going to upgrade. This road, I'm just going to get them all. We'll get the primary ones. All right, let's upgrade the Fletcher. Start making crossbowmen. Those look cool. But here's the question is, are we getting multiples? Yeah, we are getting multiples. You're supposed to get diminishing returns per multiple, though. I think they did something like that. They don't look that great. They don't look that great. But there's a lot we can do with this space. Flagpoles are cool, too. I think certain things like parks you don't get stacks for, but certain decorations, like the smaller ones, you get a lot of stacks. Main thing we need now is just candles or pottery. And I think we're going to go the pottery route. And I think I'm going to upgrade this stockyard. We're going to start really just hammering in a lot of resources. Production's unavailable. We're going to do 20 crossbows at any given time. And we're just low on people right now. We're going to produce arrows the majority of the time. I think we're in good shape. We need to wait for the next generation. See fit to work is 175 out of 272. That's 100 people. So at this rate, you have to wait like 4 or 5 years, and then you'll have a massive workforce. The game does kind of encourage you to go slow and grow and, you know, improve generationally almost. And we don't have enough workers to cut down all those trees. I'm going to do something crazy. I'm going to just have these guys come over here and cut the trees down. Not really crazy, I guess. Just going to repurpose them. We're getting close, 31%. It's going to take forever. I did get a road up to make it a little bit faster for them. Sometimes you got to connect the road. Go. 100% more gold, but they pay 10% less. That's a cool one when you just have too much. I like the wagon upgrades, especially given how much terrain we're covering. Wells are good. Oh yeah, we haven't even used the rat catchers yet because I don't use rat catchers until they punish me for not using rat catchers. That's how I roll. Blast furnace would be a really good upgrade right now. Would be a really good upgrade. We just need money and an insane amount. We're at a point where the big bottleneck is actually going to be the brickyard. We're going to need to get multiples of these. All right, we're going to get up a theater now. I just need to get this slope right. But these are the big ticket items you can do to get your desirability up, and they're really great. All right, so now it's punishing me a little bit from not having a rat catcher. I had to tempt the gods. Oh, those jerks, they destroyed my fence. Okay, that time they actually got by me, so that's kind of scary. They're about to come down here and cause all types of hell. So we got to come fight them. Oh, there we go. We're just going to chase them down and shoot them. Kind of funny, actually. There we go. Got him. All right, so what this tells me is I need to move. I need to move this guy over. And I need to move these guys over. I'm going to make sure that these towers are in range of whatever barracks I place over here. Go. And I hope these guys are actually doing what I told them to do, which is come over here and cut things down. They are. Okay, cool. I want to get that place clear cut. Move all these guys over there. Got ourselves another knowledge point. Let's continue this route of increasing our knowledge gain rate. And I should get one rat catcher. It could get this whole area, so that's pretty good. Let's get them up over here. The rats aren't in any of the good stuff right now, so it's interesting. Sometimes I can get away for like quite a period of time before the rats catch up with me. I'm not going to sell any more honey because I think we're really going to start selling that booze. And the pub, I'll be honest with you, the pubs aren't detrimental. Like they're really good. They can increase stuff, but you make more money selling it to traders than you make like 1 gold per ale at the pub. So I honestly just prefer to sell it. You get one trader who'll come in and I can get people with so much gold and you can make an absolute fortune off of it. If we have so much booze flowing that I like just need the money, I'll think about getting a pub up, but for the time being I'm gonna stay away from the pubs. Alright, 592 boards. Alright, so my goal here is to get you guys to tier 4, show you how to do it. I have other videos where I go the distance on 2,000 pop cities in 1.0. There really has not been much that has changed. It's like, check out my channel for my last 2,000 pop build. I just wanted to show you guys what the changes are and go over a good start. But I'm probably not going to be able to invest the 20 plus additional hours that are necessary to get this to the finish line. But I've basically done everything you need to be prosperous. I've shown you guys how you can cut off areas, use the towers to push out spawn points. Like, these are the important things. But we're going to hit that tier 4. And that is going to be the goal. And that's a big goal. We need a lot of iron, a lot of money, and a lot of bricks. So many bricks, in fact, that if we were going to get to here in a reasonable time, we either need to purchase them or produce them. And that's why I got that 25% reduction in brick cost. Because that adds up. That adds up. When you're just building out multiple things. All right, there's a big thing of cash there. We could buy bricks. Let me pause real quick. Like, what's the main thing holding us back? It's all these buildings. All of these buildings not being upgraded to house more people. All right, so the main thing is the food. So let's get as much of this as possible. This is looking good to me right there. That's a lot of the rat problem. And I think we're in good shape. So we're going to switch this guy out to be kind of a fun dude. He's just going to make random stuff. We'll do carrots. Well, this is great. Yeah, and we'll do that. Germs, clover, peas. Yeah, we'll just do what we're doing down there. Just be an extra dude. Start upgrading these guys. All right. I'm going to get the theater up now. I'm going to get him up right here in this corner. Beautiful. Prioritize this. We have just enough money. I need to put a little bit more into the town. Put 2 grand, just make sure we have enough in our pockets. Oh, okay. Yeah, the towers are up. They're trying to get through now. Okay, cool. I think that this is going to hold. And we definitely need to get gates on either side of the tower, so when they break in, they can't just walk up and start pounding on the tower. You want to make it as hard as possible. This is something I started doing years ago when I played Farthest Frontier for the first time, and I have never stopped doing it. It is just the best way to build defenses in the game. We're going to get ourselves up another tower too. I like this heavily fortified area right here. I feel like this is good, and we can shoot people off corners. So now we actually have a really good spot. And to help me remember where everything is, I'm going to get a road. There we go. Now I know where the gate pathway is. This is great. This is really, really good. And I need to get some more stone, and I need to unlock stone wall upgrades, and we're going to be in good shape there. A lot of clay going in. A lot of clay. And yeah, we're doing great there. Got ourselves another brickyard. So yeah, you just basically at this point just wait. It's just a waiting game. The primary thing holding us back is the kids. 10 people is good. The housing will naturally upgrade, but we need to, you know, push it along. We need 60 desirability to hit tier 3, and that will unlock quite a bit of housing for us. Tier 4 is where the real kicker comes in populations. Statues and things like this can be one of the best ways to get your desirability up. You can see with 50%. So that's why I was saying, like, if you put a statue in the center of one of these areas, a statue center here does well, and then a statue center here gets the rest of them. And that's amazing. And then you can go, hey, I want this medium statue down here. Or if you want to go the distance, you go with the large. We're not rich enough to go the distance right yet. And so I think what I want to do... we should probably upgrade this guy. We just need 30 stone and some cash. And it's going to be a while before they get this. It's like one guy going off out there at a time. All right. Multiple points that we can spend now. Bookbinding, really important. The 20% effective work area in the rat catcher is actually really, really good. The main one I want, though, are some of the ones down here. Because 10% production buildings that use heavy tools is pretty crazy. Some of these are really crazy, in fact. Immigration rate, also a good one, but we have to hit the higher tier for that. Let's go with wagon carry capacity and wagon speed. That's a cool one, especially with how much we have going on. That's going to help us out, I think, a lot. We have some crops being left to rot. Yeah, up here. All right, we'll put one more worker on. And we have a lot of workers. They're just kids. They're going to grow up soon. Yeah, we'll fill in the market squares. Max these out so that people aren't... The reason you do that is because if they're not... people will restock their own homes if the people in the market don't do it. That's why I don't like to go over 30 houses per market. Because you get these massive inefficiencies in your workforce. Because they'll stop what they're doing, walk all the way home to get some strawberry jam. It's a pretty big thing. One of the leading causes of inefficiencies in any of your systems. And we're making a lot of papers. That's good. I'd also like to increase the amount of people I have getting stone. All right. Here they come again. Always knocking on my door. This one tower, though, is just eating them alive. 2 people in one tower, they can really do a lot of damage. That's the thing. And it seems like they hit this corner down here. I'm wondering if I should move him here. Seems to be where they're putting the majority, like they're hugging this area and coming in. So I'm going to move the barracks down. Oh boy. And we need a lot of money for the things that I'm doing. I'm going to throw all the money we have. Let's start filling this thing, getting ready for the next trader to come. Oh, there we go. Got 500. We got 2 boards. I'm just going to make sure we have enough. Heal root. No one's come yet, but when they do, we're going to have a ton. Oh my god. A whole stack of booze. That's so much money. That's like 5,000 right there. Oh yeah. I just need one guy who wants to buy a lot of alcohol to come and we're in business. And right now it's just stone holding us back. That's alright. It does look like we're going to need another graveyard soon. Surprisingly, I haven't lost too many people. And it feels like they've almost given up on this excavation site. Oh man, these excavation sites are a pain in the ass. I'm going to remove it as a target. Actually, no, I can't. I have to complete it. These raiders are just going to continuously approach now. I have a weird bug where they're infinitely finding bodies. This is weird. They're like unearthing bodies out of the ground. The weirdest thing I've ever seen. Okay. So I have the road. I think the problem is this bridge. I came up here, I connected the roads together, so they have a solid road to follow. I'm wondering if I can do something stupid like this, like put a house down here. Maybe these people will prioritize doing it. Try that out. Alright, the theater is up. It's taking a lot of money from me. Desirability is going. We got the candle maker going. We need a bunch of people in there. Crops lost to rot. 66 carrots. That's good. That's a good... We've got our workers dialed in. We're only losing 6. Just a small handful. All right, let's prioritize moving the barracks. Nice. We actually went through all the grain. We have just enough food. We're at 300 pop. Pretty good. All right, let's sell these baskets. Sell these planks. I'm gonna put all of it into buying tools. We just need to get enough tools that what we're producing is replacing what's being used. I think we're really close. And we got a lot of alcohol to sell still. All right, while they're moving it, they have to vacate. That's kind of funny. It's actually kind of good too, because if you needed them, they're right there. They're ready to go. So we do have crossbows in the hands of our very competent people. Now, in order to get crossbows in the hands of your lookout towers, you actually have to go to your town center, right? And it's a policy. So, like, crop yields increase by 25%, but fertility drops by 25%. That's a cool one. Emergency production, injuries, 30% increase. Happiness down 10%, but a 20% production speed. We're going to do it. I want it. But down here, you got to go... Hunters and guards can use crossbows, so we want that on. Lookout towers can hold one more, but upkeep's 100%. I don't like that, but it is kind of cool. That would actually make a whole lot of sense, though. Like in this situation where you're limited, right? When it's a limitation of space, that makes sense, especially if you have the money. And that's pretty powerful. But we don't need to do that, but that would be the situation in which you would want it. I'd rather just place another tower and have, you know, more people. But let's make sure that we have 2 individuals in every single one of these towers. And there we go. And we got the barracks, and we got a good thing going on here now. So I'm hoping with that we can protect ourselves. And we have no grain. If we don't have grain, what we actually should be doing instead of carrots is doing another thing of rye. And we should probably change... Let's pause this up. Let's change this so that this is doing the rye. So all 3 of these are the same, and let's change him so he's the one doing flax fiber. That makes more sense to me. Because obviously we need grain every year. Alright, we're still at 31%. Butchering meat, garrisoning, they just won't do it. They were doing it before, but this is nuts. There's still some work that needs to be done in this game. Excavation pathfinding has always been an issue. I think it's the bridge. We'll just have to buy our relics. We definitely will have the money. Alright, but let's do it. Let's just get this thing to tier 4. That's the main obstacle. We just need the people. And we need the tier 3 housing. So tier 3 housing is going to be the path. And to do that, we need multiple food types, and we need a ton of candles. Now, that shouldn't be an issue. I should be producing an enormous amount of candles. Let's start investing. There is actually a point that will increase honey and wax production, so we want that for sure. I believe there's a point that will actually increase how many candles you're producing, and I believe it's actually over here. Yeah, 25% yield from candle production. We're going to get that one next. We just need to ramp this up. Oh, there we go, 41%. Maybe this did help out. I don't know. Maybe it didn't. I'm not going to give them water until they finish. No, that's funny. They attack from the north this time. Oh, I just can't win. All right, look at that. Tier 3. Money, boards, and raw clay. Things we have a lot of. That's going to be great. We need more houses. And also what's kind of cool is I'm realizing we can fit more houses in this design. Yeah, a few, like, rows. You can basically just row house this stuff. That's awesome. There we go. That will help us out a lot. Get some money per house. That's actually one benefit of not upgrading the houses is you do get a lot of money per house. Though I will say that tier 4, you really start to make money to the point where we could upgrade every single tower and have another row of them and have 2 full barracks here. Nobody could ever get through here. And you can continuously... You could build thousands of people in this little foothold. And this area back here has all the... This is actually a pretty insane map. It's... The bottleneck is literally... You come over here, do a little bit of terraforming. You come over here, do a little bit of terraforming, and then there's only one way in. This is probably like one of the better maps I've ever seen. I'll have to remember this one again. It's pretty good. And then on top of that, you have just all the resources you could possibly ever want on this mountain. All right, let's make sure we're moving resources. All right, we are actually finally being raided now. That's great. I think we're ready. Actually, I don't think we're ready. We need to get a few more people. Get 2 more archers in here. Oh, none of that money is coming from gold. Let's get 2 more. We need to get as many people in here as possible. If this thing falls, if we fall here, there is nothing to stop them except for this one tower. We need to upgrade this to stone, but that requires a research. Ooh, we got a research point. Find it. Steel tools are good. Glass blowing is good. We're not going for that. Immigration 15%. That's the one I want right there. Let's pump that up. We need to hit that 400. And we're going to hit our 400. We need 20 houses, though, at a minimum, if I want to upgrade. And we're getting there. We got 13 out of 20. Then it's 400. And then it's just a matter of resources. And that is doable. 285 bricks. I mean, we're close to that. It's mainly going to be the iron and the monies. There we go. There's our dude who wants to buy all the booze. That's 3,500. I'll sell it. You can get a lot more than that if you wait for the right person. But I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to wait. I would pay for the knowledge point, but it's really, really expensive. Sell some of this. He has a good amount of cash. Now, iron, I'm going to buy 112 of those. We need it. I'm actually going to buy some stone because we need it. And tools, we have 44. So we're at a tool equilibrium. And the boards, how many boards do I need for this upgrade? 200, so we have that. So realistically, it's just the bricks and population and the money. And I think we have it in the bag. So let's just continue at this point to... Okay, here we go. This guy will buy tools. This guy's buying a ton of... Wow. He's got a lot of cash. So let's just keep selling him everything we possibly can. Let's sell him heavy tools even though I'm getting ripped off. I have enough iron. That's not that big of a deal. He does have a cool little rod. I wouldn't mind having 20% luxury durability, basically. And we need the money. We need 6 grand. All right, so the first gent has reached our gates, and they are attacked. It's awesome. As soon as I move the barracks, they all started going towards the top, which is funny. The thing is they're going to naturally gravitate towards this lookout tower and towards this back area. So I should probably fence in the barracks. Oh wow, we just eviscerated that first wave. I think we're pretty much at that point where we have just kicked way too much ass. Let's fence this in. I'm gonna get up a back gate into this area. Very good. Okay, we're in good shape. I'm feeling optimistic. Oh boy, that was a poor choice of words. My God, these cav are gonna wreck. We need to get stone walls. We need to get so much. I'm glad I got 8 freaking archers. And I'm glad I gave everybody crossbows too. We don't have too many bonuses, so you can see that these cav units, 280 HP, they do a ton of damage. We may not survive this. This is actually a really hard raid. I should have got pikemen. I should have got more towers. But you can see my compartmentalization is working. They're only able to break in to so many. So I have a lot of towers. We have a lot of people firing in. But oh, this is nasty. And enough of them get on this barracks. We're done for. But it looks like we barely made it, only because the towers and walls took the brunt of the damage. If they were just a bit... Oof, never mind. I take back everything I'm saying. Because they're starting to concentrate, and that was my biggest fear. Yeah, now that they're concentrating, they're going to just plow through everything. Okay, so there's 2 ways we can do this. We can fight the good fight, which is not a good idea. We can retreat back, which is probably the best thing I can do. If I can get them out of here in time. Oh no, they're going to chase us down. We need to get out of there. I need far... This is the problem when you don't have height elevation. I just need to kill enough of them to rout them. That's the thing here. And we're it's like we're shooting BB guns at them, man. I just need to kill enough of them. So this is going to be the hard part. Please kill one. They're going to do like half the HP of a guy in damage. So I got to continuously kind of pop out. Shoot. Pop out. If I can just kill enough of them, it will rout them all. For some reason, they didn't shoot. Okay. Oh, man. This is getting... The only thing I can do is just prepare for them to break in and kind of do some loops around the tower area. Go. Focus fire. Okay, we got one. We need to move, though. I want to... My understanding is you don't want to just rout them. You want to kill them. If enough of them die, they all rout. A routing unit, I don't know if it counts. They're going to chase me to the freaking ends of the world, man. I mean, that could actually be a good thing. If I can get this. We do have the ability to defend ourselves back here. All right, let's get this guy here. I mean, at a minimum, if I can rout them, that's good. Every one less of these guys beating me up is good. This is kind of funny. They're like chasing me. They're chasing me back to the fort. All right, kill the horsey man. Yeah, we got a horsey man. All right. This is actually kind of cool. We're having to run all the way back. All right, they didn't get the tower yet, but they will. And if we can win this battle, we might win the war. One at a time. But boom. Okay, routing is okay. Well, we'll find out. I guess if I rout enough of them and the war ends, we'll find out. Good God, that guy did not rout. All right, let's get out of here. All right, this isn't bad. We're able to shoot from behind the wall now. Perfect. All right, we got one. Now I can come down here. Oof, there's strong buildings. I can come back down here. This is why you need... I mean, with just these 6 guys, I may be able to... Otherwise, they would have just destroyed everything. Boom. But yeah, they're going to town. They're not just going to town, like... Well, they are going... They're killing the civilians. This is mad. This is a madhouse. They're not even... Funny thing is, they're not even really fighting me. They're just really hell-bent on killing everybody. Oh, dude, look at this guy. He's beefy. All right. I killed enough of them that we won. But, oh, man, at what cost? At what cost? No survivors, man. No survivors. No mercy. And we don't have a barracks for these gents anymore. So that sucks. Okay. Rebuild all of this. It's a little pricey. I mean, luckily we have stone now. That's why, and that's another reason why you need stone. They always destroy my school, man. What do they have against reading? They're always like, get the school. Alright, they didn't destroy too much. It wasn't bad. We need to keep these guys here. The bandits are coming. I'm hoping we can get up some of the gates. At least one gate so I can fight from something, but we'll find out. I need to keep an eye on that. Luckily, too, I'm keeping them from getting into the farmland so we can get all our stuff. That's not bad. I mean, we're not doing terrible. It could have been a lot worse, but the cav units are pretty beefy. Gotta be on the ball with them. We did lose some to rot. Okay. All right, we got one of the gates up. Get these guys in here so they can shoot through the gate. That was pretty crazy. All right, here they come. We're gonna go outside and just start shooting. They get glitched real easily. It's really weird. All right, let's put them all on aggressive. Actually, let's put them all on defensive. Yeah, there's something weird going on. We're like point blank shooting them. It's kind of savage, to be honest. There we go. Got them all. Very good. Now we can get on with the main name of the game. Waiting for this stupid excavation site to go away. Alright, so I learned a couple things there. I learned a couple of very valuable lessons there. One is we need more towers. Get some of those up. Alright. Yeah, 2 more towers. Honestly, we were winning. If I would have just had a little bit more firepower on those guys, I could have pushed them off as soon as they touched, like do enough damage, you know. But at least the concept is working. We're able to channel the enemy. And all these upgrades and repairs. We just and it's the younger generation that I need to grow up and help. There's just so many kids. Yeah, fit to work is 209 out of 317, so 100 kids right now. Oh, and they burnt down some of those houses that we were hoping for. 20 people just wanted to immigrate. Yes, thank you. Oh my god. All right, let's get 30 people building now. Let's get 40 people building. Let's just get everything repaired. I like to just focus the entire workforce on building sometimes because then everyone can go into the labor pool. And then also we need to. You can see that some of the houses are at risk of being abandoned because of the damage to some of this infrastructure. There we go. We're building out a brand new world. I think we're going to need more bigger area down here too for corpses. All right, there we go. We got people in the excavation now. Somehow they got water too. They went and they got it. There we go, 77%. Very good. New traveling merchant. He doesn't have much. I think the chickens are doing great. 100 meat, 250. This is why I love the chickens, man. Just so much food. We desperately need to get this barracks up. All right, let's get this road up too. I didn't realize we didn't have a road over to this area. There we go. Buy my planks. 700. I need to sell more of these. Then we're in good shape. All right, we got ourselves another point. Trying to think what I want to do with it. I know we wanted to get more candle production going, so let's do that. Put the point right into there. Beautiful. More candles. I don't know why this guy's having an issue. He lost something. Just need money. Don't like spending my money right now because I'm trying to save it, but do it. Let's create the festival pole. Maybe that will give us what we need. Oh, I see. There's some issues. Oh, that sucks. Increase villager unarmed attack by 100%. I mean, it's better than nothing. It's not terrible, but not going to do much for me. All right. And once again, we're in a situation where money is going to be the bottleneck. Oh, crap, dude. They just murked. They just murked Billy. All right. It looks like I need quite a bit of money to rebuild the town, so I'm just going to have to do it. Go. There we go. Now we're getting them. Just ran out and started beating on them. Okay. You had your fill now? My god. Thank you. Could send all these guys back home now. There we go. Wonderful. Alright. Defenses are getting back up. Be able to take this naturally. Get more towers. And that's that randomness I was talking about. Sometimes you just get handed a really hard raid. 372 pop. A lot of these houses are upgrading as we speak. They just need 3 food types and a little bit of a nudge, it looks like. And that nudge is not hard to give. We can come over here to our flour urn. I'm just going to do corner to corner on all of these. Just make sure that we don't have any more issues. And I mean, even these guys, let's just throw in a couple over here, right? In the middle. That will get a lot of these guys up. Oh yeah, they need a school over here. There's a lot of these guys that aren't getting any percentage gains. Let's do that, and let's upgrade this well. And let's think about something else that we can do that would be really, really easy. Flagpole isn't bad. It's 2%, like across the board right there. A couple of like cheap ones like that. Oh, and my money's going. We have to invest into the town, unfortunately. Upgrading, you know, the temple and upgrading this. Very good ideas, but the monthly maintenance would be more than we could handle at the moment. There we go. Let's get these houses up. Get some peas. All right, we got food coming in. And get 2 more archers in here. I just want to make sure that the next time we get raided, we are ready for it. All right, we have all the tiers we need. It's literally just the population now. And we have a ton of houses that are upgrading. I say we just give it a little bit more of a nudge. Every house counts. Also adds to my bottom line. We get money per house, so that's good. Get 2 more houses plus everything that's upgrading. That should get us really, really close to 400 pop. There we go. Got a flagpole up. Got the flower urns going. The flower urns are probably going to be the biggest kicker. And then it's just the food types. And we have, I mean, we got all the food types. I think fruit is actually kind of becoming an issue. And a forager could be beneficial to gathering more fruits for us. Just trying to see if we can see a spot that just has more than others. But there's just that one, really. That's pretty good over here. Holy cow. Well, these are blueberries. We can move blueberry bushes. Okay. So we have our forager here. And I don't think he has enough work. So let's just move the blueberry bushes over here. That will give us more fruits. Everybody wins. Dude, this is a lot of blueberry bushes. I wish we could plant these. That's one thing I don't really like. Is that... I mean, they give you the apple trees and all that, and that's fine. But blueberry bushes are better than apples and all of them. Because these have maturity, right? Like, they yield... They have a maturity cycle. So they have a lifespan. And they produce the most at the height of their, maturity. Blueberries always produce the highest amount, always. They don't have any of that. So they're superior. They're kind of a cheat. I wouldn't say cheat, but I mean they're stupid powerful, essentially. Move the blueberries over here, and then we'll have him pick them up. We got a little bit of rot. I don't like that. I don't want to put 8 people here. I think I'm just gonna boot all these guys up to 7 so that, because like I said, the farmers will work together. All right, it's just iron, people, and money at this point. Let's do this. 10% yield from gold. Let's go this a different direction. Because we need money, right? So let's stop producing iron for a second. Let's only produce gold. I have enough iron, I believe. Oh, I don't even have enough iron. Okay. But I know I don't have enough gold, so let's just start pumping up gold. At a minimum, I can use it to invest into the town. Make my life a little easier. This is actually, you get to this point, this is actually when you want to get a second foundry up, which would be a smarter thing to do. So that's what we're going to do, is get another foundry. And we need to make sure that we're bringing in enough coal for this. We may not be. I'm going to turn off the other brickyard momentarily. All right. Second foundry coming up. This is that point where I'm like, maybe I should get the pub up, because it is a nice little stream of... It's because I do have an insane amount of alcohol, and they're not purchasing it. And if I put the pub over here, it's going to get an insane gain to all these places, which is going to help me hit my 400. We're already at 400, though. But look at that. All the houses it hits. We're going to put a pub up. Screw it. We have like 5... I just have so much booze. Let's just make that money. Okay. Yeah, they're making iron, and I'm asking them to make a lot of gold over here. Let's go. Let's just do this. Let's just do a 10-to-1 ratio. If they have the gold, they'll smelt it. If they don't, they'll do iron. They shouldn't be sitting around doing nothing, that's for sure. And then secondly, we need to check to make sure I have enough coal. We don't have enough coal even. Firewood's doing really good. I think ideally we should just get another coal mine up, because there's a lot there, rather than using our firewood and all that. All right, and we're doing decent. We just need one guy who wants to buy a bunch of booze. All right, look at that too. A lot of stone. Get up these roads. Okay, and we can... Wow, look at all the trees that grew. All right, we can put him back. That's a lot of trees. There we go. All right, we got lumber for days. We got this all cleared out now. Hold shift will undo all that. We don't need any of this anymore. I don't want workers over here. I want people moving goods. The most important thing, though, is we have a full workforce. There's our hero. 4 grand worth of booze. Let's see if he has anything I need. Nothing really. I'd rather have the money. And so, yeah, it's just iron bars. Unless he has iron bars. Yeah, none of them do. Another trader just came in. He's buying wood. And he does want to sell me iron. I'm going to buy all of his... Ooh, that's too much. Let's just buy 63. Transfer the rest of the money. It's 5 grand. All right, we're getting close. We're getting real close. It's just the people and the money now. It's all that's holding us back. Come on, have babies. Alright, this gent's buying a little bit more hooch. We definitely part with at least half of what we have. Puts us up at 5. There we go. That gives me the other thou I need. So now we have the 6 grand. I think the storehouses might all be full now. The money, I need to get a vault. Let's upgrade a storehouse. It's gonna cost me a little money, but we kind of need to. Guess I could have just held it all in the trade post for a bit. Whoops. Alright, so it's just the population. And that's gonna just come from immigration and natural birth rates. So we just need to make sure nobody dies. No plagues. Alright, yeah, the thing is to get stone walls, I gotta go up this route. And this is actually a good route for us to go. Extra health to our walls would be pretty beneficial, especially since we have such a small area we're protecting. Get a stack of booze. There's a lot we have to offer. But as I was saying, alcohol really is just like the king. It's the king. One of the most lucrative trade items in the game. Now, we do have the pub going now, and it's pulling in some money, you know. About 10. Oof. Yeah, you really don't make too much money with the pub. But that did get these houses up, and, you know, the more people I can have come in, the higher the immigration groups. So it's good to have a lot of room, not just a little bit. And I can upgrade this now, but it's a thou. Real expensive. What's crazy is we're sustaining this population with just 4 12x12s. Like, we're doing a good job. I should probably invest more points into the yields on all the things involved here. I'm going to probably destroy this shelter now. There we go, just get rid of it. Oh yeah, he's buying my flax. This is my guy. He's got a lot of money. Oh man, does he have a lot of money. Alright, let's try to sell as much of this as possible. Oh, he's also buying tools. We don't have any heavy tools. Weird. I'm going to send these back to my village. And we'll get the money from there. That's 2 grand. That's good. Alright. Yeah, that's weird. Oh, we're having coal issues. That's what's going on here. Okay. Let's ramp this coal up. There we go. Now we got the coal coming in. I think that was like the big thing. I would like to buy education, like some tech points though, if we can. We do have an enormous amount of candles. Just from that one candle maker, and that's supplying the whole town. That's actually good, 85. Yeah, we're doing great. Let's start upgrading all of this stuff that I skipped. Okay, he'll buy the candles. Man, that's $1 grand worth of candles. That's crazy. Oh, nice. He's buying bows. Yeah, we're that's like another 4 right there. It's absurd. I'm gonna buy some coal just to keep things flowing right now. And we don't need to trade anymore. We have more than enough money to do anything. I could even upgrade one of these foundries if I wanted to. But let's see, do any of them have anything that I want? They have... No, they don't have anything that would increase my birth rate. Man, we got it going on. Just have this, like, smashing of massive industry. Rows of houses. But these guys down here, these are pretty. I think the biggest problem, though, is the game does start to have FPS issues. Doesn't matter if it's 2K, 1080p, 4K, it really doesn't. I've tried them on all of them, and it's a game issue. We could get more chickens. Chickens might help, but I think we got a good thing going on here. Bringing in 537 fruit a year. It's pretty good. Let's see what we're doing over here on the berries. 116 berries. Not bad. Not bad at all. That's a lot of fruit. Building's overrun with rats. Okay, fine. Get your rat catcher. Get him up right here. There we go. Don't want to lose anybody to disease. Alright, I think we're in good shape. I think we're producing a lot of iron and a lot of gold. We do have a lot of money right now. It's actually kind of scary. So it's just a 400 pop. We're just 26 shy. No, he died of old age. Not good. There we go, 29 laborers. The population's starting to grow up. 2 children just grew up. Perfect. Our food is like... We're like right... This is actually the big problem why I'm not getting the immigration waves, is I don't have enough food. So there are a couple of ways I could remedy this, and that would be primarily increasing food. So I could get up some fishies. That's not like ideal. It's not going to be enough. I could have them manually harvest the hazelnut bushes, which is smart. We're going to set them to do that. 170 rye, alright. Check our resources. Oh, we've hit our storage limit. Oh, darn. We just have too much gold. I'm going to need to unload the gold. And we need to get a vault. Now. Okay, we're going to get a vault up. It's going to cost me a bit of my iron, but that's okay. I got 2 foundries now. Make sure we're bringing in more ore. We're going to prioritize this, get this up. That was silly of me. I didn't realize I was hurting myself that way. Alright, we have an extra point. And so I think food production is where it matters. Drought's great. 20% yield on, crops. Okay, we're going to go into drought. We're going to go up the chain. Alright, we're going to get another farm up. I need more food. Oh no, the deer, we're going to eat it. Let's do this in a different way. We do have a lot of deer. Get up another chicken coop, maybe. Let's just get another chicken coop up. We are at 380. Mostly from births, though. That's the thing. We don't have enough food to encourage immigration. Like we got some raiders coming. Let's fill the archers out. Let's get a full thing of archers in here. We need all hands on deck. We got a potentially big raid hitting us. Alright, hear that calm. 38. That doesn't seem right, but... Oh, it's 38 because they're tough. Okay. We got some cav. This isn't as bad as the raid that hit us before, though. But these guys... Let's just take a peek at them, right? Oh, those guys are savage looking. 280, yeah. These are raider horsemen. These guys are tougher than the ones that hit us before. Those are 255, I think. These guys have armor. You can see they're taking very little damage. Even from the crossbows. So this is actually kind of scary. These guys are much tougher. Heavy cav in this game is very expensive, but 4 or 5 of them can just lay down a whole army. It's pretty crazy. All right. Yeah, this is not going to go the way that I thought it was. Once again. But we will do our best. Now we have all these towers shooting in and helping us, so that's really good. We're going to speed this up just a tiny bit because it is really, really slow. Okay. Yeah, I think we'll be able to beat all these guys. Jeez Louise. I don't like my word choice. But I think we'll be able to destroy them. To eviscerate them. There will be no more. There we go. I'm going to use powerful words. There we go. Build all that. They got 1 tower. Now they're over here. They did kill a few civilians outside. They're kind of stuck up on the gate there. Get them all out. And put them on defensive stance. Put them out here. Now we can retreat back into the barracks. Mainly just need to get them to come towards us. That's another thing about compartmentalizing. As you can see, they'll destroy that tower, but then they'll come down here. And they'll have a lot more people shooting at them. And that's when the damage happens. There we go. Yeah. This is gonna work. I think we're gonna get out of here alive. Okay, hold on. We gotta get out. Now you need to control your units and you need to have them run manually, or they will, yeah. So what happens is if you don't do that, they just corner you basically, and they stomp you to death. Here we go. Got 1. All right, we were able to get them to leave, but they did a number on us. They did a pretty big number. But at least they didn't get into the city. At least they didn't destroy the city. All right, so now we got 2 chickens. So let's split our chicken stacks. Get some more eggs going. I think we're okay. Like I do think we'll be able to feed everybody, but our immigration rate is suffering substantially from not having enough food. Okay, let's buy this point. We have more than enough boards. Let's put a stack of 500 in here. Got 2 points, but boom. Okay, 20% grain crop yield. We'll take that. Yield from barns and eggs, that's a good one too. But that 20% grain yield is going to be pretty substantial for us. Honestly, one of the most immediate ways that we can get more food is probably through fish. So I know that this over here is its own lake too. So this is one giant lake. Whoa, 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 whoa. Did that say 0 fish? I don't think that's right. We'll just build it up. Foraging is also another way to get more food immediately. This area over here is ripe for a forager. Look at all the food in here. Let's do it. The forager up in here. That is one crazy thing, is you actually start to build up an enormous amount of stone once you're no longer using it. So it becomes kind of a problem after a while. Alright, so we're gonna get as much fish from these areas as possible. This is probably one of the better ones here. Fish count's only 206 with the 330% efficiency. We're gonna get all the fish in this one little pond, no problem. But this big lake is all one area, so those 2 guys are probably gonna be just fine. But that should give us a little bit more food coming from these areas. Probably still not gonna be enough. And as we can see, we have not a whole lot of grain, not a whole lot of flour, so we're utilizing everything really well. A lot of beans, good amount of fruit, basically a lot of everything. What we don't have, probably, we could go leeks. So I could stop production of beans, and we could go leeks, and that might work. So instead of doing beans, we're going to start doing leeks to get a much higher yield. We're at 100% fertility on every crop, like 96, 97, 99. That's really good. We're getting a maximum yield that way, but we just need to increase our food stores. We're at 390 pop. We're really, really close. Oh, nice. He's buying my roots. That's actually kind of interesting. I could buy smoked meat. How much can I buy? 1,000 for... Okay, let's do it. I'm going to inflate my food stores to try to get an immigration wave. That's really stupid, but it's funny. We're almost there. We're almost at the finish line. Probably get barrels. Actually would be really beneficial. Buy 2,500 barrels. Help increase the store life. We can upgrade these guys. That's a good investment. Upgrade all of them. And get the trappers going. Get a little bit more food that way. Smoked meat should last us a little bit of time. Oop. Did not get up these 2 gates. Okay. But the pub is not really... I kind of stand by what I said. I mean, the pub's bringing in 114 per month, but we're bringing in thousands. It's selling it for just dimes. We're not like... Okay, yeah, I think we're making 2 per beer. Got rid of 194, and yeah, it's a terrible return. You can get 5. You can get so much more from trading it. Alright, here we'll buy my candles. I'll take the money. I think it does help with birth rates, though, potentially. I don't know. That could just be... There's some stuff in the background, I think. Some systems like that, right? Probably doesn't do anything, but that'd be funny if it did. Nice. There it is. There it is. Let's make sure the town has 6,000. And boom. Tier 4. Let's build this bad boy up. Nice. Buying my herbs. We'll end this on a good note. We did finally get a treasury up. So now we don't have to store money in here. Looking good. And once this hits, all these houses are going to start procking to tier 4. Some of them can even go the distance, but we don't have any glassware and things like that, so that's what we need for procs. So if any of these guys actually have glassware, we can just purchase that. Or even furniture. Boom! We did it! Tier 4! This game is kind of like a marathon. I mean, I've been going at this for probably 10 or so hours and condensed it into, 4 or 5, hopefully. We got ourselves another knowledge point. I mean, we're doing great. We don't need any of this, but let's continue to pump up that egg production. This is really good. That would give us a lot more eggs, but there we are. Tier 4. We did it. And now at this point, your finances just skyrocket because you start getting all the taxes and all that stuff. If you want to see a full playthrough, though, check out my channel. And I will link my big 2000 pop playthrough that took ages to produce. And realistically, the only difference between that 1.0 version and this one is the compost change. Nothing substantially has changed, really. Leeks are honestly a really good way to produce an insane amount of food, though. They do spoil very quickly. That is one of the issues with them. But I think we're actually in a good place. We have quite a bit of food. I think everybody doing all right. I'm trying to like look around. We did leeks here, and we did grain here, and we did, yeah, we should have had beans. So that kind of sucks. And then up here we did, yeah, so this is going to be the hard year for us. But I think with all the fish coming in, that's going to help us out. Not enough, though. But we should have enough grain stores to produce bread for everybody. There we go, yeah. Now we jumped up. That's what I wanted to see. But thank you guys so much for watching. Have a good rest of your day. Special shout out to all my patrons and members. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. Have a good one.